Juanito, run. It is midday and you have important business. A school is a time for refreshments, for jokes and laughter. It is a time for quietness, for pleasant games and gentle amusements. It is a fine day and school is out. It is a day, Juanito, and you have had your lunch. But your father is hungry. It is for this reason you run, leaving behind the games, the amusements. Run now for the food your mother has prepared. For also may eat and rest and refresh himself. This is the story of Juanito and his father Juan Tomas Garcia, and his mother Maria, his sister Petra, his little brother Jesus, and the baby Conchita. This is the story of a part of the United States, the island of Puerto Rico. The story of the people who live on that island. This is a land where many live by farming, where a man's living comes from tobacco or coffee or citrus or sugar. Whatever the crop, the work is hard, the sun is hot. The work is hard, the land is poor. It is difficult for a man to earn a living. This is the story of how people are, how they act with each other, how they are happy and contented or miserable and afraid, the problems they have. Island, the land itself, the poverty on the land, have much to do with the nature of a man, a woman, a child. But the nature of people, the way they are, grows out of other things too. It grows out of the feelings a man has, the way he feels toward the men he works with, toward his wife, his children. This is a story of some of those feelings that men and women have, how those feelings affect the children, how they help to mold the way a child grows, the way he develops into a man, the kind of man he will be. It is also the story of children and how they feel, and what the feelings of a child may do to the man or woman that the child will grow into. A child learns to be a man by playing, by imitating in his play the things men do, the way grown-ups act. They pretend to be men because it makes them feel good inside. It makes them feel more like the grown-ups they admire most. They show off as if to say, see what a man I am going to be, and this is good. Because it is in this way that a child learns to be a man. But sometimes, without knowing any better, the child imitates only the bragging, unhappy part of a man.
Que macho.
What a man. But is that being a man, a real man? Sometimes a boy never becomes a man because he never stops pretending. But not every boy must just show off. Juanito can play at being a man by sitting quietly and enjoying the company of his father, Tomas. Every man wants his son to grow up to be a true man, and his daughter to marry a true man. But who knows if this will happen? Too often the boy will become a turkey, a peacock, a fool. And the girl who loves such a man may become a disappointed, unhappy wife. But it is possible to grow a true man, just as it is possible to grow a seedling into a fine tree. So a young boy can be cultivated and grown into a full man.
Hello since last week. When last week, Charis Euphranor? Last Thursday? No, last Saturday. Hello since last Saturday. Is that right? No, last Friday. Lest we forget that it was a 7-hour Life is Strange stream. Technically, I was around in live
Howdy,
on
cheer
Friday.
boy.
Hello. On Friday, I was on Saturday, I was on Z's channel. We did a collab where we talked about like, what did we talk about? Like the apocalypse, robot astronauts, sci-fi films, going to space, weird sciencey stuff. And some of you decided that would be a great time to mention the frog story, and then prompted her to ask, and for me to subsequently also respond in kind. So that was that was last week.
Hello there, cheer boy and chat.
I'm okay. We're back. I think like I'm back in the mentality. It's been a week, and it's been like a well, it's not like it's been like a horrible week, but it's been like a long week. It's been a really long week. Hello, Tyler. Hello. Yeah, it's been a while since I streamed, about a week ago, and it was not because I didn't want to stream, it's because I had no time. Yeah, it's like it wasn't bad. It's just I'm not suffering to the extent that it's the worst thing ever to happen to me, but man, am I tired and I didn't get anything done. And so like before I get into the game and start yapping, just like, you know, unprompted, or maybe not unprompted.
Hi Charis,
it's
I hope you are better
something.
at cleaning than decorating.
That's one of the things I was thinking about when I decided to stream this game, is like, you know what, I think people will prefer these over the other of the House Flipper streams. Because why is that? Because you'll be less distracted by my interior decorating and like more focused on like the things we're actually talking about, right? Is the idea. Which reminds me, by the way, hold on, earlier Zero, you said I forgot you were streaming today. Okay, mod rights revoked. Say goodbye to your rights. Get out of here. Mods can now throw you in a prison cell now, and that's because
Please,
you
Chairman,
are no
bring
longer
me hope,
elevated.
as I've just watched reels about how AI will replace us all, and we are closer to a Matrix future than other.
A Matrix future. Part of the AI will replace everyone and everything.
What did I do?
You. Congratulations on the 2 in a row, Zero. That's all you're getting now because your rights are removed. I don't know if I can bring you any hope, but what I can say at least is that it's in like the AI shiller's interest for you to think that AI will replace you, or will be the future and replace all workers, because, you know, there's a tweet that summarizes this thought the best, I think, Succinctly, it goes Oreo CEO colon. Oreo is as important as oxygen. And it was like a quote retweet. It was a quote retweet of someone talking about the AI panic, or like the AI or was it the Nvidia CEO talking about how like AI would replace all of or most of like the work and triple the GDP or whatever. Matrix future, as in they will soon use us humans as energy. Well, you speak of that as if it hasn't already happened yet, and it hasn't been happening throughout history. But yeah. AI can't replace my job of relaxing at home and getting high. I wish that that was something I could be paid to do. Alas, unfortunately, I do not possess your fortune in being able to do that and still be paid for it.
Oh, it's
Holy
gone
shit.
crying face.
Yes, it is. Say goodbye to your rights too, maybe.
AI can't replace my job because I don't have a job.
True. True. Truth nuke. Truth nuke.
The AI can never replace my depressive aura.
It could though. It could do your depressive aura better than you though. I think at least. I think it could replace it better than you. Or it could replace you and do you better than you in terms of your depressive aura. It's not all of you, but it is a part of you. Humans as energy, as in not productivity, but uploaded to a thing to live in, basically the Matrix. Okay, but like, how different is that from your life right now? Maybe in the future, they utilize your brainwaves or whatever. They plug you in a machine, but it's like the happiness machine or the experience machine by Robert Nozick. This is the first and only philosophical reference I'll make today, I think, where it's actually beaming happy thoughts to you. So you think you're living like your holiday and your best life, and all your friends and your loved ones are with you, and it's all super nice and great, and everything's going well, except your brain activity is being harvested by those companies to power like the AI machine that's doing the productivity thing. You know what? That should be. Excuse me, I got hit by a plague as I was going on about my doomsday plan. They should make that that should be like a new thought experiment, or like a modification or an enhancement of the experience machine. What if it like that powers like that powers an AI, or like that powers some sort of, maybe I don't want to say like artificial general intelligence, but that powers some sort of like system that manages and organizes everything on Earth to an extremely efficient degree. Are you dying? Yeah, I've been dying for the past week, and also still like going on about shit while dying, and that has not made it any better. And to make matters
Can
worse,
it be
I've
a
had
machine
like
where you don't hate me and stream like 5 hours earlier.
Yes. Yes, it can. All your deepest and wildest desires, including Charis Euphranor if he streamed 5 hours earlier than he usually does. All of that indeed, and more, perhaps if you want, or not, if you don't want. All of that in the experience machine. Oh, you would love it, I think. Don't die, it's bad for your health. I'm not, yeah, I know, I get it. It's like, okay. I can't talk about this. I can't talk about this yet. Let me think. You know when you just like, there's this meme on Twitter that might sum it up the best, and I'll just allude to it. There's this meme where the caption is me when I walk in and everybody goes, "Oh, thank God you're here." And then the image is like Oppenheimer staring off into the screen. That's how it feels like right now. If you haven't played Cyberpunk 2077, I'd recommend it. It touches stuff like that all the time. Yeah, I will eventually. The plan is to do it probably sometime January, February. Maybe not February, but like I really gotta think about this. I really gotta think about this. Okay, the plan is post-February. I think in between February and... Okay, you know how like we ended the AI arc last summer, and I said, oh yeah, okay, or not last summer, this summer. And I was like, okay, the next arc is gonna be about censorship. And the problem is I haven't gotten around to do that yet, or like to complete it yet. I think that's gonna start after February now. I originally intended for it to be like November to January, or maybe November to December. But then I realized it coincided with too much shit going on in my real life, and I can't really do that. And if it's like January, then it's not enough time, because there's like a breadth of stuff I can cover.
Hello.
And I don't want it to cut into February because, hello, FCF, hello. And I don't want to cut into February because February is February, and I know how excited some of you are for that. Or maybe not. I feel like the excitement has died down because you've all, like, had the February. I think prior to the first February... I should get into the game. I should, like... Hold on.
Hi, FZF.
Prior to the... let me finish this point, I'll get into the game. Prior to, like, the... prior to the first... Valentine's stream, you guys were like, oh my god, please, I want Charis Euphranor to talk about like love and intimacy, please, I need this, you know, is what it felt like. And I think after having seen it now for a whole month of me playing dating sims or whatever, I think everyone's tired of it. I think everyone's like, all right, we get it, you are a prude is what everyone says, even though that's not true. But I think for me, because it's always about doing it better than the last year, I'll try to up the stakes a bit. We'll see. You're being censored on your lecture of censorship. It's not so much censorship, or I'm being censored, it's more like I just don't have the time to do it, because it's like so much of it, so much stuff hinges upon me. I could never really explain this properly without going into details that I'm not going to go into, but just know that like I'm trying to stream. YouTube censors me when I type in chat. YouTube does do that. They love censorship. YouTube just loves censorship. Everyone loves censorship. Censorship makes everything easier. People love censorship because censorship makes stuff easier. If you can just ban people from saying certain things, then then managing peacekeeping, managing expectations, aligning people, getting them to do what you want them to do becomes a lot easier. What is your crow's name? Parrot. Parrot is the name of the crow. Thank you for asking, Tyler. Made cupcakes today. They were good. Nice. Good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. Alright. Let me get into PowerWash now, and then we'll continue on this spiel. How do we do that?
At TylerNall39, she name is Parrot.
Harper Shaw, home garage. I'm American now, I think, because I stream to like an American audience. I think 40% of you are American, so home garage. Excuse me. Great news! Finally found a van for you at the auctions under your budget. Don't freak out when you see it. It looks like it's just been dredged from the bottom of a lake, but that's a good thing. It meant no one else bid on it. They missed out. Underneath that hideous layer of gunk is your perfect workhorse. Engine's a dream. No rust. There's even equipment in the back. Just needs a good hosing down and you're in business. You'll certainly earn your pressure washing stripes getting this thing clean. $150 in earnings. Let's do it. Wrong. Yep, that makes sense to me. Okay. That's the game. That's the gist of the game now. I've learned it. Crouch, crouch, really crouch. Okay. I can run. I can jump. Can you, like, bee hop in this game? Pick up and place object. Okay. Rotate nozzle. Ah. Okay. Okay, that's everything in the game. Bro is never gonna play Expedition 33 and I'm sad about it, so I'm going to quit watching. I need to play Expedition 33, but the thing is, how long is Expedition? God damn, you're making me Google something like 20 seconds into power washing. Okay. What the hell? Okay, let's see. Expedition 33, how long to beat? 28 hours. Okay, that's not too bad, actually. That's like, what, 7 streams? That's not too bad. Released new content last night? Oh yeah, for the game, for like as a thank you update, right? Am I really gonna do 7 streams of Claire? I could, because it's like... I did 5 streams for Life is Strange, and the last one was 7 fucking hours long. Because you guys kept insisting on watching me play it, so, like, I guess I can do... I guess I could do 7 episodes of Expedition 33. Because it's not a Baldur's Gate 3 situation, but it is leaning towards that. A bit, where I know the game is good. And I really want to play it, too. But am I, like... But I want to play it for myself. Like, I'm not... Believe it or not, even though I've streamed, like... At this point, cumulatively... I don't know, like 50 hours of Hades 2. I play a lot more Hades 2 offline, by myself. Because I know it's, like, bad content. And by that I don't mean, like, oh, it doesn't do well, the numbers are... The metrics, oh, my YouTube algorithm is ruined. I don't give a shit. That's not, like... That is not what's, like, at stake here. What's at stake is, like... It ends up sounding like me saying, okay, I gotta pick this boon, and then I go here, and then I do this, and I go, oh, fuck, I was so close to be... I sound like a fucking Valorant streamer. I would sound like a Valorant streamer. And the last thing I want to do is sound like a fucking Valorant streamer. So, like, I'm not... That's the reason why, like... It's a good game. It's a great game. But I'm not going to stream, like, Baldur's Gate 3, probably. Nor am I going to stream, like, Hades 2. Much, at least. I don't think I'm going to stream it anymore. Because, like, there's, like, no... It's... The streams aren't going to be that good. The streams are not going to be good. You played Elden Ring, you got no excuse. First of all, that's true. But that's because I was like, I have no time to play Elden Ring, and then also a game I would play on stream. So I'm just going to play Elden Ring on stream. And second of all, Tara, it was you and, like, nobody else. I think, like, nobody watched the Elden Ring stream. And I'm not gonna, you know, if I stream, like, Baldur's Gate 3, I might see you around, but, like, I'm not gonna disrespect your time, okay? Like, I also know that you spend, like, probably more time than is desirable watching, like, VTubers in general. This is evidenced by the fact that I follow you back on Twitter, and you engage with VTubers a lot, which is your time that you can spend. But the way I see it is, like, if you're watching Charis Euphranor, I want to make sure that it's, like, there's some level of, like, I don't need to be here for this, and therefore I'm not going to watch it. Rather than, like, Charis Euphranor streaming, I need to click on this right now! Or I want you to be more, not you in general, not you specifically, but you in general to be more, like, to be pickier with your time. I think people need to be pickier with what they do. Not just you, like, I mean in general, like everyone. Everyone in this fucking chat right now. Everyone in this chat right now probably has something objectively better to do than watch me, like, wash a car, okay? And there's no shame in saying that, because it's like, I'm not saying you should do that just because there's, like, an objectively better option or whatever. But, like, recognize that it's there. Recognize that you could have spent this time improving on yourself or your skills or, like, your hobby or something else. Maybe you're multitasking. You have this stream up while you're doing something else that is productive, in which case, well done to you. You do not apply. Or this does not apply to you. But in general, yeah, that's how I feel about it. People need to be more pickier with their time. Dude, this is not coming off. It's because it's already clean, and I'm stupid. Are you gonna switch water guns? Are there other water guns? Power washer, that's the thing. Nozzle. Extension. At the expense of pressure, it forms a wide degree. Oh. Oh, I like this one. I think I like that one. I don't like it anymore. It's not doing it for me. We need to go back. Maximum pressure. So you hate us and want to leave. I see that you've now I see that you have now grasped the core philosophy that is Charis Euphranor. That's exactly right. That's it. Down to a T. Well done. It shows that you have paid attention.
Watching the stream while playing Valorant. I'm multitasking, wasting time.
Watching the stream while playing a video game? Sure. Watching the stream while playing Valorant? Come on, man. Really? Really? Whatever. I'm playing PowerWash Simulator. I can't judge you. I cannot judge you for this. I'm playing fucking PowerWash Simulator. I am very picky with my time. That's good, FCF. That is very good. I just want people in general to be more pickier with their time. Like, if it doesn't apply to you, don't worry about it. I'm not talking to you. If it doesn't sound like I'm talking to you, then I'm not talking to you. If I am talking to you, it will sound like I'm talking to you. What about watching the stream while watching another stream? Then, like, I don't know what you glean from it. Truth be told, and I don't mean this to like insult you, because evidently you're here now. But like, what do you gain from watching two streams? Because I can't gain anything from watching two streams. And this isn't me speaking from a holier-than-thou perspective. I've been in the trenches. Like, I've tried to have two things on at once. And I just don't absorb it. I just can't absorb any of it. So, like, I don't know if you can watch two things at once and absorb both of those things, I think that's good. I could watch something and then play something, and I could absorb that. I could do that. That's the extent in which I could, like, absorb something, I guess. What? No, okay, we're good. But I couldn't, like, watch two things at once. I'm split. Like, if I'm watching something and I'm doing something, the thing I'm doing is automatic. There's no cognition there. All of the cognition is still focused on the thing I'm watching if I'm multitasking. Watching/listening to. I'm watching this while I'm VC with friends and we could be doing something better, but we chose to watch you. Terrible idea, honest to God. I think, like, the prospect of the one could always be doing something better is not, like, shouldn't be ignored just because it sounds like judgy and...
Sounds like a skill issue. Also, neither are exactly big thinking streams, and Charis played like 13 gotchas. He can't say shy.
No, that's why, but I can say it. My opinion does matter, because I have played like 13 gotchas at the same time at some point. That's why my opinion matters. If I were speaking to you as like a normal person who's not played 13 gotchas at once, then my opinion would hold less water. It would hold less water. My opinion wouldn't, like, matter as much. Because my opinion would be, like, someone who doesn't understand your perspective at all. I hope that I can demonstrate to you through my degeneracy that I get it on some level. And because of that, like, you will possibly give slightly greater consideration to the words that come out of my mouth. That's the goal of it. That's why, like, I put my degeneracy on display to some extent. That's the purpose of it, I would say. My ear, every time you stop spraying, I hear a ringing. Should I lower, like, the spraying? There you go. I've, like... Should I lower the spraying? It might be a little loud. Hold on. Audio. Master volume. Drag that down a bit. Water volume. Okay, it's really quiet now. Hold on. Maybe, like, here. Okay, hold on. Okay, it's really quiet now. I can't, there's like 10,000 menus. What the hell does this mean? Oh yeah, you can do like co-op mode. Harper Shaw. Whatever, I'm not reading that. Options. Okay, there we go. You shouldn't call yourself a degenerate, King. That's fashy talk. Is it fashy? I wasn't aware of this. I thought like calling oneself a degenerate was sort of like a concession that you're like a weeb. And you play like Uma Musume or Genshin Impact, right? Like that's like you're a degenerate if you do that. And like that's sort of like an almost like on some level it's the self-awareness that comes with that, right? That like this is not glamorous. It's not great. This is like, there could be better uses of my time, but I've chosen to do this weeb shit instead. It's like my general understanding of what it means to call oneself a degenerate, but I'm happy to be proven wrong, or I'm happy to be illuminated on how that has changed. Maybe since I started using the word that way. No, dude, the Nazis used to call queer and abstract art degenerate. Yeah, I'm aware of like the historical... like the older history. I thought there was some sort of newer history that I'm not aware of. Cause like the thing is, I'm not ever using it to describe something I'm not doing. It's always something that I'm doing. I would never call someone else a degenerate. That is like 3 steps too far. But I'm happy to call myself, maybe not myself, I wouldn't call myself a degenerate, but I would call some of the behavior I engage in, like, broadly speaking, degenerate behavior. They're trying to co-opt it. I thought they only used it against people. Yeah, so like I would never like use it against someone else, if that makes sense. You shouldn't say that. I mean, I guess I've never heard it used like now. I have to give you some context for where I hear the word being used, right? It's purely in like weeb communities where there's a certain level of self-awareness going on that's like, this is a horrible, socially embarrassing waste of time, but nonetheless I engage in it because it brings me a level of satisfaction and happiness, a la playing Uma Musume or something. And like that has always been that way to me. The word's always meant that to me. Like obviously I'm aware that people have used it in different historical contexts, but like the way it's used now is not at all to like dog whistle anything. Oh shit, I gotta go to the... Oh, I can just... Oh. But I guess maybe that's the way I see it. Anyways, like, I don't have to use the word. I'm not particularly married to the idea of using the word. I'm not particularly married to the idea of insisting on any word, other than... What's my favorite word right now? What's a word I would never give up? I don't know. I feel like I'm okay to give up words. One of my favorite words is like sonder, but I'd be willing to give it up. It's not my favorite word because of the word itself. It's like really mainly the denotation, not even the connotation, just like what it denotes, I think is why it's my favorite word. But no, it's not my favorite word. It's my favorite idea, but I don't think it's my favorite word. Sonder, by the way, means the awareness that you are not the only like conscious being on Earth. Like there are other people who live extraordinarily fruitful and like rich, meaningful lives that you will never understand or encounter. That's kind of what that means. Did you watch Pluribus? Not yet. 2 more episodes and season 1 is done. I'm not yet, but I'm going to, because not just because it's the new Vince Gilligan show, because like that I think was already enough of a selling point for me personally. But I've heard people talk about it and talk about how peak it is, so I'm going to watch it probably. I need to watch that, and I need to watch the Apple TV, the thing that's on Apple TV that I really didn't want to bother getting because I do not want to get Apple TV, but it's like it's not Pluribus, it's The Office. It's the show that's like set in an office space, and the creator has cited the Stanley Parable as an inspiration. I forget what it's called, but that's a good show I need to get on as well. Just steal it? Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up doing that, but like, the thing is, like, it's a, for TV shows to me are like similar to games in that like, the biggest like the biggest commitment is not like the monetary commitment, it's the time commitment. Like I need to be able to like, I need the time to do that. And right now I have no time. I'm out of time. I have no time for anything. Oh. Watch the Roof. I don't have to. Severance is the... Yeah, Severance is the show. Thank you, Annie. Severance is the show I was thinking of. Let me get up the... Knapsville. Best Kept Garden. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I think now it's time. Now it's time to do the roof. Oh, that's body, right? Yeah, that's body. That's the body. I was looking... I thought that was body, and then that would be roof. If body is just body. Okay. How am I number 1? Oh, are you talking about like the YouTube chat ranking thing? I don't have it on. I only see it when somebody gives me money. And by gives me money, I mean like, yes, I get the money, but also Google gets 30% of it. When I only see the number 1, 2, or 3 thing when someone makes a super chat. Otherwise, I don't see it. And I don't want to see it. I don't know how to turn it off. I don't want to see it. Anyways, I have no time to do anything. This week is, I think we're sufficiently into the stream now for me to just, oh, I can just jump on the car, that makes sense. We're sufficiently in the stream now for me to just get into the, not analytics, but like the meta content of like talking, like the content that's just really pertaining to the channel itself. Bumpers, hubcaps, wing mirrors. Okay. Where I need to, or I wanted to do something for the 18-month anniversary of Charis Euphranor, which is to say that it was, you know, it's like 1.5 years. And what I was planning to do was to actually finish the Myth of Sisyphus reading and just upload that and call it a day. But even that I couldn't do. Even that I didn't have the time to do. And it's gotten to a point where I feel bad. And like I rarely ever verbalize this and articulate this in a genuine, unironical way. But like I really feel bad actually, because not because, you know, I think, look, if I didn't bring it up, you guys probably wouldn't have realized that it's been like a 1.5 years since I started streaming. Because like, who fucking cares? It's not like I'm gonna retire in like 2 years or anything like that, or at least I haven't made no such announcement. So, you know, it's just, you're gonna continue streaming, so what's the point? Extra cleaning liquid. Is this the extraordinary Dr. PowerWash? Says Calvin Miller. Switch. Oh, I can click 2 to switch nozzles. There were instructions on the left side. I see. I see. Well, I didn't need them. Oh, you get a little, like, time lapse of your cleaning. That's cool. Okay. Nice. What do we do now? Clean the back garden? Off we go. Calvin Miller. Hey Doc, I hope you like a challenge, because I'm pretty sure I've got the dirtiest backyard you've ever seen. It's not me bragging, by the way. It had nothing to do with it. I've just moved back to town for a bit to help my folks who are both down to their last knee and rented what I thought was a great little place. Should have questioned why there weren't any garden pics in the ad. They must have bred rhinos here or something. Anyways, my girls are itching to get out there, and I don't want them still itching when they get back inside, so please, do your thing. Thanks a lot, Cal. Alright, Cal, let's do it. Just stream the Explaining Time VOD again for the year and a half. I kind of want to do that at the end of the year, though, the Explaining Time VODs. Or not the VOD, but like, I want to talk about time sometime soon. And I think December is like, or the end of December, early January is the best time to do it. End of year / beginning of year seems to be my favorite time to talk about time. I love talking about time. I will have a conversation about time forever. You can't stop me. Not even if you tried. All of your philosophical hot takes. I don't have that many. All of my takes are like the most profound and interesting and like reasonable and not at all controversial takes. It's true. My only take that closely resembles a hot take, I guess, would be that I think humans deserve more than animals do. To the extent that, like, I would murder a whole planet of chickens to save one human life. If you wanted to, you know, bring it to its, like, logical extreme, right? That's the way I feel about it. Now, I don't mean I would drive a species to extinction to like I wouldn't drive chickens to extinction to save one human life. I wouldn't do that. But as long as like extinction is not an issue, like they can repopulate, then I'll kill like a whole planet of chickens. I don't care. Hello and welcome to the Euphranor, Tylenol. Welcome. I just did it for the emotes. Thank you for doing it for the emotes. Wonderful emotes made by our team and some other fan artists, including FZF and Cocaine Chan is the current handle I think that the person goes by. So, and yeah, most of it's our team, but yeah, some of them are, yeah, from others as well. Now you must tomato him. You do not have to do that. You have free will. You have free will. But the emotes are the best part of the membership. It's totally true. I wish that, like, they weren't... I hate that they're, like, gate-kept. I hate that they're, like, locked behind a paywall. If it were up to me, that wouldn't be the case, but YouTube does not allow emotes until, like, membership. And there's nothing I can do about it. So what I have been able to do is I've been able to lower the price of the membership to like the cheapest possible option. So if you have any semblance of like an income of some sorts and you are not dying, then it shouldn't hurt to subscribe to the membership. But, you know, that's the most I can do. Can't you gift memberships? I could gift memberships, but like I'm poor. But like I have a philosophy degree. I have 2 actually. So like, you know, you know where that lies. That you know where that financial situation lies. I have 2 philosophy degrees, man. Oh. But yeah, anyways, back to the philosophical like hot takes. That's about it. Like that's probably the most offensive take I have. That and like maybe I don't believe in censorship much, or at least I don't see censorship as a long-term solution, but I don't know. Let me think. Oh, I know. Here's my hot take, I think. That's gonna increasingly heat up as time goes by. People need to be uncomfortable. We're losing that. People right now are too preoccupied with being comfortable because there is a lot of discomfort in their lives that is not meaningful discomfort. It's not discomfort that helps them grow and be more productive, or like not productive in like the like capitalist sense, but like productive as in like growth and struggle and being a like growing into your new like the best version of yourself. Like a lot of struggle right now is like arbitrary bullshit struggle, like I need to pay rent. Fuck, I need to pay rent. Oh my god. Anyways, that to me is not conducive to like meaningful development of the personhood. Like there's some like, don't get me wrong, there's some level of development, but there's also some struggle that doesn't need to exist. Like starvation does not need to exist. I think people should be a little hungry sometimes, yeah, but like nobody should fucking starve. You like, and that's not a hot take at all, right? I don't think that is. Wow, Charis Euphranor thinks world hunger is bad. More brave takes at 11. But, you know, like, generally, we all agree that, you know, people probably shouldn't starve. But, like, I think people should be a little hungry. You should be a little hungry. You shouldn't starve. But you should be, like, a little hungry sometimes. That's my hot take, I guess. And I think, like, you extrapolate that, I think people should be discomforted. You shouldn't shy away from experiences that make you uncomfortable. You should try to go clubbing, like, once in your life. Just to know what it's like. And then conclusively say,
Funny.
fuck that, that's not my scene, I'm out of here. And then spend the next few years of your life not knowing what to do because everyone your age is, like, obsessed with... Everyone your age who's, like, going outside is obsessed with, the temporary pleasures instead of, you know, really thinking about existence as a whole, and then realize that you feel slowly more isolated and alienated from, you know, those around you, and assimilate into a community of elderly folks who seem to be the only people who think about life and death because they're 60 years old, and realize that you've like lost a part of yourself that you're never going to gain back. But like, sorry, what were we talking about? What were we talking about? YouTube memberships gifting is a scam for real. Do you have any real hot takes, like ones you think you will def get shit for? No, I really don't think I would get shit on for anything, because this is a problem I might have, I think, where I just think that's not realistic for a person to have. Like, I think if someone has to think something that someone would deeply disagree with, and I just can't think of many. Like, I really can't. Anyone who would be willing to listen to me for more than like 5 minutes would probably be willing to agree. Like, if you wanted to disagree, if someone were to disagree with me, they would probably not be willing to hear me out on it. So it wouldn't matter, I guess. Oh, I know. Maybe, like, I think...
I deeply disagree with your way of cooking pasta. Uneasy face.
What do you mean? What do you mean my way of cooking pasta? I cook pasta like a normal person. You salt the water and you put the pasta in, and you like let it cook. What are you talking about? I don't cook. I don't do the shit like Americans do. Okay, maybe not Americans, because you're all American and some of you don't, I'm sure. But like, I don't do that shit where like you break it in half or whatever. Like that. That's not what I do. Breaking it up is the right way. Okay, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're so wrong. You are entirely incorrect. There is no saving that opinion, actually. There's like, you are entirely in the wrong here. That ain't right. That ain't right. I have nothing to say to you. I have nothing to say about that, I think. I'm trying to, like, quick, ask me controversial questions that are relevant to my area of expertise. Don't ask me, like, complicated geopolitical situations, because that will depend upon my knowledge of the subject, and I do not possess enough knowledge on many current events to accurately give you what I think should be an opinion that warrants anything more than, you know, just an easy listen to. If I cook it your way, I have to compensate? What are you talking about? Thoughts on qualia? There's no way to prove it. And any attempts to prove it are insufficient. And so qualia as in like the subjectiveness of oneself, the sort of like inwardness, right? Feelings, thoughts, sensations, pain, hunger, happiness, joy, lust, like, you know, excitement, anger, fear, right? Like these types of like sensations, they're impossible to prove externally. And I think that's not controversial. What is controversial is I don't think that the point of philosophy, the starting point of philosophy, or of my understanding of philosophical like endeavoring is to try to objectify this subjective thing. I think that is deeply mistaken. I think it's deeply mistaken to try to look for some sort of objective truth and just kind of brush the problem of other minds, the problem of qualia under the rug, so to speak, and go like, well, you know, we should just assume, like, you know, just assume that people do have qualia, and like we can't really prove it, but like we're just gonna think that's knowledge. And okay, now let's move on to a real discussion, because while that I think is a pragmatic way of going about things, if you're trying to build your whole system of philosophy around sidestepping a question, then you're fucking wrong. Or maybe you're not wrong
Here
per
by
se.
unpopular demand, me_chair comfy.
Hello,
Here
Anna.
by unpopular demand, me_chair comfy.
Congratulations on the double. Unpopular demand is correct, and for that, I'm removing your mod rights. All right. Yeah. Can you use different nozzles? I could, but like I like this one. I like this nozzle. How do I... Oh, I can just like right click and then like it just... I don't have to hold down left click.
LOL.
No, I like this nozzle. I'm sticking with this nozzle. Anesthetics chairman can't speak, but I don't know, that's not really his field, and I doubt aloud. But yeah, so anything that's in my field, I feel like, or is something that I've studied, I feel like I have the correct opinion for it.
The thumbnail is magnificent.
Thank you, Millennium. Oh my god, I forgot to fucking credit the thumbnail. Oh no, art by Victor Poe. Thumbnail art. Victor Poe. I don't think he's here for this stream because he's been busy the past few like months. Victor, we haven't seen Victor in a while, but Victor's cool and has made a lot of art, and this is one of the pieces that he's made that I've like used. So you hate Victor? Yeah. Anyways, if you update it, like it should be in the description now, the proper credits. But anyways, that's the thumbnail art. He hates artists. Yep. Reel it in. I've been mod since kitchen cells. Why would you do this? I'll mod you again if I need to. Think about it this way. You've got a CV for it, okay? This will look good on your CV. I know it's like it's uncompensated labor in which your rights have been taken away from you afterwards, but it'll look good on your CV. Can you mod me so I can time Hannah out as a joke? If I thought the joke was worth it, I'd do it myself. At the present moment, it's not.
5 minutes break and then it'll be gone for good _chair tomato.
Okay. Wait, what? They'll be gone for good, please. Estella, but welcome and hope you enjoy your break. He hates artists and plans on using AI slop next. Oh, okay. Maybe that's something controversial as well. I've used AI in my lore video, the one that nobody watched, that I keep forcing people to watch. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do that right now. I'm gonna force everyone to. It's in honor of it being 1.5 years since my debut. I'm gonna make everyone watch my fucking like lore video again. Where is it?
Do you remember?
Oh, there it is. Yeah. I don't really like how it turned out in terms of execution, but I love the concept of it. Let's take a bit of a detour right now that it's come to my attention. Okay. And watch this lore video. Let's see. Okay. Let's watch the video again. Now that someone mentioned it. Yeah. But it was before generative AI became a thing. It was like, yeah, it was before it became a big thing. It was right at like it was in the infancy of AI, AI generated stuff that I used it. And this is the way I used it, so I'll show you. Millennium, you're saying you're still stuck at the doorsteps of the library? It's okay, take your time. You're ready when you're ready for it. This is the VTuber lore. This is the first video I uploaded. It has no views, no one cares. Nobody has ever even read the description and really thought about it for more than 5 seconds, which is whatever, but, you know, eventually... GLaDOS actor reacts to your comments? Hold on, I gotta watch this. Wait, this is cool. Wait,
Moth
this is cool.
brain. I think more of myself as sort of a bird
Ellen
brain.
McLean did an interview.
I can't believe the...
I'm gonna get copyright struck. I'm not watching this now. Somebody remind me to watch it
The
afterwards.
sidetrack of the sidetrack.
I'm getting distracted and I'm getting copyright struck.
This is
so
me
I'm
in
not gonna
Genshin.
do that. I feel it. Somebody remind me to watch that Ellen McLean interview. I've not watched. I don't think I've ever seen Ellen McLean do an interview. She's had like public appearances, but is she promoting something? Is that why? I'm cynical always. But anyways, here's my VTuber lore that nobody's giving a shit about. That involves like AI generative content.
Do you remember being born? These haunting words may be the last that we hear from humanity's greatest temporal researchers. Fate has ordained that the men who went back in time to explore in peace will stay in the past to rest in peace. These
Muting the
brave
stream
men,
for 3
James
minutes.
Lyle
What do you
and Charles
mean?
Hudson,
I
lay
spent
down their
time
lives
making
in
this.
mankind's most noble goal.
I have
The
to go now.
search
Alright,
for
see you later,
truth
then.
and understanding. The time machine, regarded as humanity's final invention, was unveiled today at the Institute's broadcasted live demonstration. Lyle and Hutton were expected to embark on a quick trip to the Library of Alexandria, unveiling the answer to one of history's greatest mysteries. Regrettably, however, these two men did not make it back to the present. The only thing salvaged from this tragedy was a strange scattered signal delivered in Morse code, producing a message. The Institute's researchers have not come to a consensus on what these words could mean, but it seems the message could actually have not been any clearer. That humanity's final invention will never come to fruition. The realization that we will never be able to take it easy has caused a growing sense of nihilism to sweep the nation. For if you gaze for too long into an abyss, the abyss gazes also
A canvas of potential, and all you see is your narrow conception of struggle. Of all the possible outcomes, why do you always dwell on the worst ones? Now, to answer all your questions in chronological order. Yes, even the ones you have when you're alone at night and think that no one's watching. I have a feeling that we'll get over this pretty quickly. Picture, if you will, an endless labyrinth. Its walls lined with ink and parchment, scrolls and manuscripts as far as the eye can see. A library of
Chuny asked
tautology.
voiceover. That's true, and that's why I don't like
Every
the execution.
truth,
I think I leaned
every
too
lie,
heavily into the
every
Chuny aspect
statement and
of
written
the delivery.
Every
And
idea
as a result,
and all
it's like
its possible
not great.
and impossible permutations.
This is AI. I
That's
can't
what
believe you
this
do this.
is.
Yeah, like
And that's where
someone's
we are.
gonna look at this and be
If-
like AI slop VTuber.
If I were to
cancel
put it in
him
your
now.
terms, think Babel or monkeys and typewriters. It's
I
every
don't like the
nightmare
voiceover.
you've ever had and every dream that you never will. I suppose that leaves us with one last question.
Sorry,
Who,
I forgot to
then,
say flashbang
is
warning.
this blindingly brilliant benefactor before you? Well, to put it simply, I am impossibility given form. I am that
I didn't say
which is
anything
not,
important. I said I didn't
that
like
which
the
is
voiceover.
transcendent and imminent, benevolent and cruel, ardent and unperturbed. I am Charis Euphranor, the last librarian of Alexandria.
All right, pack it up. Pack it up. We're going home. So, for anyone who doesn't who hasn't thought about this for more than 5 seconds and has not also watched the half anniversary or the 1 anniversary stream, I'm gonna briefly go through some of the highlights that are like things that I want people to pay attention to, and it's not everything, but this is the whole thing is divided in 2 sections, right? There's this sort of like the PSA with the stock footage, and there's the library itself, right? It's split into 2 sections. This bit feels kind of like a radio broadcast or something to the effect of that. It's a bit nihilistic, and I don't mean that in the way people usually use it. I mean in like the historical shift in Western society, at least, towards nihilism was what I was trying to recreate. The PSA talks of a time machine. It speaks of a time machine that was used to...
Sire, is it true nothing ever happens?
Nothing ever happens, indeed. That's true. Let me die. Welcome back, and congratulations on having your rights removed as well. Something happened today. There you go. That's something that happened today. 2 brave men have decided to travel back in time with the time machine to test it out, to see if it would work. And the first thing they did was... The first thing... They could pick any... Humanity could have picked any moment to travel back in time to. And the first place they chose was the Library of Alexandria. Or the first, before it burned down. Because they wanted to know what happened. Because we don't know what happened to the library. It's ambiguous what happened to it. We know it was there, and then we know it's gone. And the idea is, the popular idea is that it burned down, but there's a lot of evidence that contradicts it. 2 men disgust face.
Trust.
This is the state of like discourse. The search for truth and understanding, mankind's most noble goal. They wanted to know what happened to the library. And then they disappeared. And not to come back. They were expected to embark on a quick trip, because, it would be quick because they would go and they would come back in time. But they didn't. They never showed up. They never came back. To unveil the answer to one of history's greatest mysteries. The only thing salvaged from the tragedy was a strange scattered signal. And this is like Morse code here.
These 2 men... Regrettably, however, these 2 men did not make it back to the present. The only thing salvaged from this tragedy was a strange scattered signal, delivered in Morse code, producing a message.
Do you remember being born is being transcribed here in Morse code? Think about the implications of the question. I don't think anyone ever has. But, like, what does that even mean? Do you remember being born? Well, it sounds obvious, right? Like, no, I don't. Duh. Nobody has memories until they're, like, 4 or 5 years old or something. Or maybe, like, 3. But before that, you don't remember being born. But why that question? And what does that mean? Like, what is that thing that what's the change that allowed you to start remembering things? What is that? Did you, like, not have a soul at that point? You were, like, was it like being asleep? It's not quite being asleep, because you weren't, like... It wasn't a temporary thing. Or at least it didn't seem like a temporary on-off switch. It felt like a prior to it being turned on for the first time, like your brain. Or at least the conscious, quote-unquote, conscious side of it, right? What the hell does that mean? The Institute's researchers have no idea how to interpret that, except to face the disappointment that humanity's final invention will never come to fruition. Right. So the time machine has always been discussed, or one of the ways it's been discussed is a time machine that travels forward in time, right? Would be the final
There are pictures
invention.
of you as a baby, but you just don't remember the moments when they were taken.
Exactly. I'm not saying you didn't exist as a baby because you didn't remember it. You definitely existed. You just didn't remember it, right? But somewhere along those lines, you started remembering things. What the fuck does that even mean, right? Humanity's final invention will never come to fruition. So nobody understood this, and I didn't explicitly say this in the first year anniversary because I was wondering if anyone would really get the deeper implications of what that means. But this is essentially, this entire first half is my critique of Hegelianism. It's my critique of like system building philosophy that emphasizes a sort of objective truth that one should strive for. This is my, like, not a mockery per se, but this is my interpretation of what that looks like. This is a big allusion to the philosophical project that has dominated a lot of philosophical discourse, both on the continental side and on the analytic side. Now, is anyone going to see this or understand that? No. That's why I'm saying it now, because I know that no one's going to get it. Like, if nobody's mentioned it for a year and a half, no one's going to get this, like, ever. So I'm just going to say it now, okay? This is my critique on, like, system building. That's what this is. You'll get it eventually. Is do you remember being born less or more philosophical than do you remember the scent of your childhood? No, it's not the scent that I'm asking for. I'm asking you to recall recollection itself. I'm asking you to remember remembering. I apologize if I've been mean and petty today. I will continue, but I want you to know that I'm aware. Okay, that's fine. You can do whatever you want, maybe. I'm not going to stop you. I'm unmodding you, but not for your actions, just because I feel like it. So no, it's not. I'm not asking you what your first memory is. I'm asking you to remember not remembering. Or I'm asking the question, is that even possible? Really, implicitly in that, right? And what sort of process is it to start remembering things? We know it, like, psychologically, but what does it mean, like, philosophically, right? We know psychologically what it means. You know, the hippocampus, the part of the brain, the blah, 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 that does the certain thing. Like, yeah, we figured that shit out. But that's the easy answer, or maybe that's part of the inclination to strive for an objective truth that is able to answer every question ever. You know? No, because I don't have memories from then. What? Yeah, that's okay. Whatever. You. I'll talk about this again in 6 months. You know, the thing is, this video is so packed. This, like, you have no idea of, you can't even fathom or comprehend the genius of myself. I realize as I've dropped like 5 concurrents since I started talking about this. But like, I could explain this over and over and over again. And every time I explain it, I'd have I'd have something else to say about it. This is that's what carries it for me. This is what makes me not cringe and embarrassment, even though the execution is very mid. Like, the execution is super mid, but the idea is so good that I'm willing to talk about it. And there's now this kind of growing sense of nihilism upon the realization that we will never achieve that objective truth, that like final answer, that like final invention of the, like, we'll have to continue suffering. We can't travel back in time to figure everything out, and we can't travel forward in time to make sure we get everything that we need to avoid every problem or catastrophe ever happening. I could forget everything if I walk into enough rakes. That's not at all the challenge. Please. Anyways, that's the entire like first half of it. What's the second half? Well, it's the library, and I'm not gonna dwell on it too much because I have so much to say about it. But what I will say about the Library of Alexandria is it's AI generated content here.
Watching. I have a feel, an endless labyrinth.
So this, oh yeah, by the way, the music is Battle Guzma from Gen 7 of Pokemon. but it's a jazz cover by an Insane in the Rain music. And I want you to know that it's intentional. My musical choice is very intentional. Like, I didn't just think, oh, I like this song, I'm gonna put it in. Like, I like a lot of songs, but I specifically chose a like Pokemon like battle theme of a villain that is, spoilers for Gen 7 if you haven't played it yet, like a front for the actual villain, and is just like a red herring. And rather than the original track, I used a jazz remix of it. What does that mean? What are the philosophical and what are the literary implications of that narrative choice? I don't know. That's for you to interpret, because I already know what I think. Anyways, this is like this is AI. And this is AI in the sense that I wanted it to be. It is hallucination. It's like hallucination. It's an imitation of hallucination. It's this sprawling, growing, molding, weird, like spiraling, like continuing lapse of shit that looks on the surface like it's following a certain theme, but as you really stare at it, loses all sense of meaning. And I thought that was the best way to visually represent the Library of Alexandria. Because and the way it's so approximate to human dreaming as well is like the other reason why I gravitated towards this. AI when they hallucinate, or AI when it creates stuff, it's an approximation of the process of dreaming for people, because when you dream, you are conceiving of something in its vaguest details, most vague details, the least descriptive details. And like when you're in a dream, you can't ever recall a detail unless it's specifically the detail that you're focusing on. Otherwise, like, you know, the numbers and the letters are all fucked up on like if you were to represent a dream visually, but you don't notice that because in your dream you're focusing on the well, whatever it is that you're focusing on. I can travel forward in time. I'm doing it right now. You are doing it right now, but you're doing it the way everyone else is doing. And time machines that go forward generally want to do that with the possibility of going back. So time traveling forwards without being able to time travel backwards is not interesting. It's always at the end of the day about going back, right? And that's why even though they were testing humanity's greatest invention, intending to go forwards in time earlier in this like video, right? The scientists were intending to travel forwards in time. They traveled back in time first, because that was what mattered. Traveling back is the thing that they needed to test, not forwards. Forwards is like, the travel forwards in time, you quickly, you freeze yourself in a big ice cube. Maybe not that, but you know. Maybe you travel really slowly relative to the speed of Earth, or like something to that effect, right? Traveling forwards in time is not too difficult. Traveling back in time is the problem. Every idea and all its possible permutations, that's what this is, and that's where we are here. Think Babel, the Library of Babel. This is a short story. Or Monkeys and Typewriters, that's a thought experiment. This is the Library of Alexandria, and it's like AI generated. This is AI generated, and I don't think it's a problem. I hate AI art with a passion, but I deliberately and intentionally chose to represent this with AI because it was the best way to capture that sensation that I wanted it to capture. Using AI heartbreak. He hates the idea of Kant's 3 questions. I don't know. I think Kant was onto something, but he wasn't cooking everything. When I started remembering it, felt like I had always done it. There you go. That's the sensation I want. That's the headspace I want you to be in. That's exactly it. When I started remembering, it felt like I had always been able to do it, or had always been doing it. You don't remember the first moment because you just started, and that, like, the moment you started, it felt like forever. It felt like you've been able to do it forever.
Progress should be hard-won, not acquired cheaply. We have no need of a time machine when we have justice.
Do we have justice, though? I mean, look at all the shit going on in the world, right? Sometimes we have justice, and in some contexts, indeed, justice is served. But justice is not omnipresent. It is not omniscient. It is not omnipotent. Omnipotent. So, where art thou when the world needs you, TFR? You're here right now. That's where you are. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. I know you just finished your stream, so I hope you had a good time. I'm going through the lore video again, like explaining every little detail. And by every little detail, I mean like 1/10 of the details here, because if I were to explain every little detail, we'd be here for another 2 hours. And I did promise that this would be a power washing stream. So I'm going to go back. So we're going to go back to power washing now. That's what we're going to do. That was a detour. Thank you for whoever asked me for my AI generated art hot take, which allowed me to ramble on and on about my like lore video for like a whole hour or something. I don't know how long I've been talking for. Is freezing yourself traveling faster? It is, yeah. Provided you're freezing everything. And not just your perception of time, but also your like body and aging and everything. That's basically what it is. Y'all remember starting to remember? I remember I remembered more, but I forgot what I used to remember. I never remembered remembering. Or I didn't remember what it was like before remembering. That's my personal take on the issue. Anyways, like, this is... What the hell was this? This was in pursuit of, like, something controversial that I could say. Yeah, I don't think I have anything controversial to say that is unreasonable. Like, I'm very prepared to, like... If right now I was asked on, like, a podium to, like, give an opinion, there's nothing I would earnestly, genuinely say that could really piss off more people than it would, like, satiate. Obviously, I'll piss someone off. Like, my existence would piss someone off because I'm a VTuber and, like, God forbid, a male VTuber. Like, that's enough already to, like, to enable some sort of discrimination. Not that, like, it's a big deal, because, like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, life's pretty good. In that regard. But, you know, there are, like, if I wanted nobody to hate me, I wouldn't be a VTuber. That's for sure. But that's not my goal. It just so happens that, like, I think it's likely that nothing I say would ever really be, like, I don't know, unless there was some sort of, like, elaborate project to slander me. But then, like, why? What do you get from it? I have nothing. You can't take anything from me. I have nothing. I'm a fucking VTuber with like 600 subscribers. This means nothing to most people at all. There's no like, there's no room for like envy. There's no room for like, you know, oh, fuck this guy, he's so popular. Like, it's not, nobody knows me. This is not going to happen. I'm not going to be slandered. And because of that, I'm not going to be like, I think there's no amount of controversy I could reasonably get into. I said what I said. When we have justice, and whose fault is that? Justice is a collective effort. Whose fault is that is a very interesting question to you. I look forward to expunging upon that in due course. Can you please try out different... Okay, alright, okay, we'll do different nozzles. 25 degree. It's okay. It's alright. Doesn't go very far, but that's fine. Doesn't need to. I'll use this one for a while. I'm gonna fight you. I'm on the new one! I'm on the new one! Stop! I'm on the new one! What do you want? What more do you want from me? I'm on the new one! I need to do the rocks. I forgot I need to do the rocks. Yes, wide nozzle. Okay, wide nozzle it is. Wide nozzle it is. Everyone seems to be a big fan of the wide nozzle. We'll stick to this one for a while. You're welcome. Is this gameplay satisfactory now? Am I doing it right? Am I playing the video game correctly? Cat inbox. Okay. Riveting gameplay. Please, like, look up the word riveting. Please. I beg you, Zero. Go on Google and type, like, riveting, or, like, use your phone. Use your, like, speech-to-text function of your phone, and then say riveting, and then read the spelling of that, please. Wait till you find the lore of this game. I'm sure there's, like, some lore, but I'm not interested in finding it. I don't know. I'll wait. I'll wait. As per your instruction, I will wait. Thanks for the warm greeting, by the way. Unfortunately, Justice needs to go eat now. Can't save the world on an empty stomach. Cannot indeed. Enjoy your food. Goodbye and goodbye. Anyways, like, if anyone's looking for, like, a hot take from me, I'm sorry to disappoint. I don't think I really have any. I think I'm actually the most reasonable person to ever walk on the face of this earth. It's true. And for anything that, like, you know, if you ask me a really hard question on, like, you know, current geopolitical conflict, I don't have a bad answer because I just don't have an answer at all for you. I tend to not have opinions on things I'm not educated on. Like, I'll have a vague opinion and I'll have a vague idea of it, but I'm not going to stand married to it and think that I'm totally 100% right and I can't be convinced otherwise because I don't have all the information available to make good judgments. I think. Cap. He's got mashed potato takes? Mashed potatoes are good. That's my take. There's no take there. I like mashed potatoes. You might be lying? I don't think I'm lying. I might be mistaken, but I don't think I'm lying. I think the possibility that I'm mistaken has not evaded me. But, like, I don't know. Speaking of controversial, I was watching a video from Axion yesterday. He debuted a video. It was a really good one. If anyone is at all interested in the debate or the argument, right? But it was an analysis of a debate, an abortion debate between Destiny and Rose. I don't know who these people are. I've heard, I think you might know them more than, like, you might be more familiar with them than I am because I'm 60 years old and, like, I don't have enough time in my hands to think about single thing to exist. But anyways, this debate was not the worst thing ever, but it certainly wasn't the best sort of debate. And Axion did a really good job, like, summarizing and, like, pointing out the flaws in their argumentations on both parties and suggesting and offering improvements for their, like, arguments in the debate. And I thought that was really interesting. That maybe is the most controversial issue that I have on my mind, but, like, I also don't have a settled view on the matter. My view is, like, this hinges entirely upon the question of the status of life. And I feel like most people who debate on this issue, like, talk around each other. And they don't actually get to the heart of the problem. The heart of the problem is we can't decide where, like, the way we define life. And that is a deeply philosophical, like, endeavor. And every time someone talks about this issue, they don't bother making that philosophical endeavor. And that low-key annoys me a little bit. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't be allowed to talk about it if you don't think about the philosophy of life. But you shouldn't, I think, walk away thinking you have all of the answers if you haven't even thought about what it means to exist. Like, if you haven't even started thinking about that, and to think that you have a settled view on the matter that would never change, is hubris. I think it's hubris. I think you are probably, maybe not mistaken. I mean, if it's a yes or no to whether or not it's okay, then it's a 50-50 shot on whether or not you're objectively right or morally correct, if there is such a thing, and I have warned against those things in the past. But anyways, if you think that, like, you know, you have a settled view on the matter, and you are definitely right, and anyone who disagrees with you is automatically wrong, then you've either got like one of the biggest, most important philosophical revelations that you're just not sharing to the world right now. I'm sure we would all love to hear it. I certainly would. If you can adequately define, like philosophically define life, I would be so interested in hearing what you have to say. But like, in all likelihood, you probably don't. And I'm not saying you can't have an opinion. Again, I'm not saying you can't have an opinion if you don't, you know, if you've never thought about what it means to exist, but if you think you have a settled one, it's hubris. You can still have an opinion on the issue, but you need to acknowledge that your opinion is flawed, or at least is limited by our current lack of, you know, concrete agreement, or consensus really, on what the fuck life means. There you go. That's my whole, like, that's the hot take. That's probably if you wanted to quote like a hot take from me, that might actually be it. That might be the most controversial thing I'll say, I guess. Hello, Yoav. Sorry for spam. I'm considering becoming a VTuber and teaching basic philosophy and formal logic. Help me decide on this. My main worry is that I lack the appropriate certifications and such, and most of my knowledge is self-taught. However, as a first-year philosophy student, through seeing the material learned in uni and through talking with my professors, I'm confident I do have the appropriate background to teach some elementary formal logic and philosophy online without misleading others. Sorry for spam. Hello, Yoavco. You are going about it at too quick a pace. Slow down. It's a good question, but slow down. What do you want to do? I want to be a VTuber. Okay. What does that mean? Do you want to, like, spend your Friday nights clicking go live and then talking to 10, at most probably 10 people while playing PowerWash Simulator? Is this your idea of a good time? Or are you more, or do you maybe like prefer making videos and content about it? 13 people actually don't actually me, whatever. It's an approximation. Such as any and all knowledge. I don't want to play as much. So if like, and if you're interested in like educational content, right? You want to make strides in education and like explain modes of logic, or maybe like, you know, the 101s. I would say look towards this other philosophy VTuber. His name is Axion. Have you heard of Philosophy Roulette? That sounds really familiar. Or Sidere. I know Sidere. I don't know Sidere. I don't think I've ever talked to Sidere yet. But I have talked to other members of V-Theorem, of which Sidere is a part of, and I've watched their streams on occasion. Philosophy Roulette. So you want to do what someone else is already doing. Is what I'm hearing. Oh, I know Philosophy Roulette. I do know Philosophy Roulette. I know. Yeah. I know this guy. I know this guy. I was recommended this guy. I was recommended this guy's content by a friend a while ago. Yep. Yeah, I know. I don't want to do Philosophy Roulette. I want to take inspiration from him. Okay. Yeah, I do know this. I do know this guy. Well, like, first of all, you know, what do you want to do? You want to make educational content. My suggestion is, I want to go over teaching more basic things rather than going over random papers from Phil Papers lol. Okay. Can I recommend you? I can't do that. Can I recommend you this VTuber? His name is Axion. He has a PhD. He has a PhD in philosophy, and he does that. He does educational content. Introducing the the basic, the foundational mechanics on what it means to engage and think philosophically. And like, you should like look towards this guy and ask him questions. I think he would be able to give you more information than I could.
https://www.youtube.com/@axianvt.
If you want to go over, like, you know, if that's your goal, you want to like, you want to teach formal logic on a, at least on a, like a basic intro level, right? Which I'm not doubting that you can do at all. Even though you say that, you know, I'm worried that, you say that you're worried because you don't have a degree yet. You're like a first year uni student. I think you could do it. I don't think it's that difficult. Certainly I don't anticipate like any level of incompetence from you, but I also don't know you, so I have no idea. Interesting, I never heard of him. Go watch his channel for like, I think he would probably be more your speed of like, in terms of like inspirations. I don't do that at all. I don't like teach formally. Because I'm weird. Is the best way to put it. Anyways, he's a friend of the channel. He's a dear friend of the channel. I can send you his way, and I can tell him, and just tell him like Charis Euphranor sent you, and you'll be fine. There are 3 philosophy VTubers. Axion is really good in terms of educating the youth. There are more than 3, but there are 3 that kind of communicate in this sphere. There are more than 3. One example of someone who I don't really talk to, who I know also does educational philosophical content, is someone called Slaying Sire, who shows up sometimes in my streams and also does philosophy content. You can check out her stuff as well. Tia Fair is someone I have talked to and engaged with, and I'm going to do a collab with tomorrow. She is not formally educated in philosophy, but has chosen to talk about philosophy on her new VTuber channel. You can wait for that to happen tomorrow when we have that discussion. But you can look there as well. Do they stream much? Axiom streams, I would say, like once a week, twice a week. But even if not through streams, Axiom makes really good videos. I would like binge the videos, watch the videos, and like particularly his like how to learn philosophy, a guide for complete beginners video. That's really good, not because I think you're a beginner. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is good for you because you want to educate. You want to get into the business of educating beginners, right? I would recommend that, I think. Chairman took all those hours doing the 2-year-long subject to teach, and he still fucking sucks at it. Au contraire, I'm really good. I just don't like it, actually. If I really wanted to teach, like, logic, or, like, formal thinking, you know, modal forms of whatever the fuck, I could do that. But I don't want to do that. Fuck that. That's not what I'm here for. That's not why this isn't why I click go live. This is not at all why I click go live. But if I had to, I could certainly do it. I could do an adequate job, but it's not what I'm interested in doing. See, I'm interested in something entirely different, and even more conceited, and self-important and grandiose. You wouldn't get it. He's also nicer to his chat. I'm so nice to you guys. You have no idea, like, how much tolerance I have for your guys' bullshit. It's true. Like, I'm so nice to these guys. I'm so nice to these people. They really don't deserve the basic decency and respect that I offer, but you know. But alas, you know, I'm just that charitable of a person. I'm just that great of a guy. He's interested in being an annoying, overbearing man on the internet. Much like all the rest, except the difference is I'm not starting a podcast, although it might seem that way because I'm playing PowerWash fucking simulator. Do you know the video? I do know the video. Can I link it? Does YouTube ban me linking a video? I don't think so. Let's try it. There you go. That's the video. Go watch that. And I don't mean like learn in the sense that like learn directly what he's teaching you on the surface level. I mean, learn from like the meta level what he's doing, maybe, because he's really good. Axion is really good at doing what I think it is that you want to do. So go do that. I meant a reference, a video I referenced in a deleted message. Okay, okay. No, I didn't see it. Sorry. Sorry. I'm not deleting it. No one's deleting it. YouTube just doesn't allow people to post links that aren't the owner of the thing, I think. So, just, you know, don't worry about it. But I feel... Oh, God, you're making me Google stuff? I know you're a first-timer here, so I'm gonna be lenient. But... Is that Gaelic? Oh, it's a channel, yeah. And it's got clips of people talking. Kid fine on non-analytic philosophy. I hope it's a positive charitable interpretation and not like a slam dunk of no, it's hard to read. Are you frying chicken in there? It's crazy funny. I'll give it a I'll think about it. Sure, I'll think about it. I'll engage with it on some level at some point in history. Anyways, that's like all the... If you wanted to come in
a highly
for
regarded
the
analytic philosopher, for context.
Yeah. I'll peruse. I'll peruse at my own time. But thank you for the recommendation, I suppose. I don't really have more advice for you than that. So if, you know, if it sounds like I'm offloading the tough questions to someone else who's more qualified, that's because I am. If it sounds like I'm being rude, that's probably not the intent, but I do tend to come across that way. And if you have any more questions, you can ask me, but the people I've redirected you to might be able to, I think, answer in a more satisfactory way. You're just gonna get confused. Like, talking to me is just going to confuse you. Because I'm going to say, you can do these things, but I don't want to do them. And it's going to be weird, because you're going to think, well, why don't you want to do it then? And then I'll have to explain my whole philosophical project, which is really boring and uninteresting. So, don't worry about it. Some other time. Perhaps. Perhaps. Or now. I am playing PowerWash Simulator. I could just dedicate the next 3 hours to explaining my philosophical project. No, I'm not going to. Fuck that. No. I like just cleaning stuff. And drifting in and out of conversation. I was going to prepare like a list of stuff to talk about. And I thought, for the first stream, I want to see how far I can go without preparing anything. And just to see if I can like how long can I yap for, unscripted? This is none of this is scripted. None of this I even have prompts for. I'm just going with the flow. Oh, I remember now. I wanted to bring up the 6-month anniversary thing before I derailed myself and I showed like my lore video. It's been 1.5 years since I started streaming. A year ago, when it was half a year after I started streaming, I made a stream talking about it and my thoughts and my excitements for the coming like 6 months and beyond. I'm now at the stage where I don't give a shit. But more importantly than that, it's not that I don't give a shit. It's more that like there's nothing I want to say to you, okay, regarding the channel's like direction or whatever. Because like you should just find out. Just find out. Anyone who's here now probably has been here for a while and probably will be here for the next 6 months. So it's like I don't have to give you a teaser for it. I don't have to tell you like, ooh, watch out, there's new content coming soon that's been planned. You don't need to know that. You don't need to know that. You know, like, you can trust that I will, you know, make stuff because I've committed some portion of my life to doing it. This is why you're my goat. Thank you, Zero. What I'll say one thing. I'll say one thing. The thing that I promised to do at 1,000 subscribers, and if you know, you know. If you don't, then don't worry about it. It's embarrassing. But like, the thing I promised to do at 1,000 subscribers, I have planned to coincide with the 2-year anniversary. So if like it's been 2 years, so in 6 months, right? I'm still not at like 1K subs. I would be, I'd be a little disappointed. I'd be a little embarrassed because like I planned the whole thing to coincide together. I want it to kind of be like at the end of it. I want that to be the case, but like I don't know if that'll happen. And if it doesn't happen, then it's sad. But like, will it compromise on my artistic vision to some extent? Yeah, but like, that's not gonna stop me from doing the thing anyways. I'm gonna just pretend like if it gets to the end of the month of like June and I'm still not at 1,000 subs, I'm just going to pretend like I'm at 1,000 subs and then act as if like, you know, that was already the case. That's what I'll do, and I'll just ignore reality is what will end up happening. But it coincides with the anniversary because it's like the theme is related. The theming is related. And the timing of it is not coincidental. Does that mean you're also going to do the ASMR even if you're not at 1K? At this point, yeah, basically. But, like, I'm going to do it early is the thing. I'm not going to do it again, but I'm going to do it early. If by the time it's, like, 2 years, and I'm still not at 1K, fuck it. You've waited, like, long enough. Sure. We'll get it over with. So it's either, like, 1K or, like, 2 years, I guess, is the idea. Whichever comes first. And realistically, if I hit 1,000 tomorrow, I'm not gonna release the thing for another 6 months anyways. I'm gonna, like, cause I haven't started scripting yet. I know what it is. I know exactly the vibe of it. I know exactly how it's supposed to tie into everything else in a greater context. But, like, I haven't actually written all of it in detail yet. So, you know, if I hit somehow 1,000 subscribers tomorrow, I would probably start working on it. You know what? No, I'll release it early if that happens by then, but I doubt it. I just don't think it'll happen at this point. I think growth isn't real anymore. I've stopped thinking about like growth of the channel because I realized why would I want that? I have like usually around like 10 viewers at any given moment. That's more than necessary. I don't need to be talking to more people than that. That's fine. This is all fine actually. There's no part of this that I think is inadequate or like not worth it. Because it doesn't pay shit anyways. Like, why does it matter how many people are here? It doesn't pay anything. I'm doing this shit for free, or at least like I'm certainly not. This is certainly not a job. I'll tell you that much. Anyways, that was like probably the only thing I would have talked about if I were to have done a 6 month 1.5 year like anniversary. What else would it even be? I don't know. Ooh, look forward to the future. I can scroll my wheel to adjust the size of the nozzle. Ah. I see. I think I like this one. Anyways, what were we talking about? Controversy. Controversy. No. No. Yeah, the final verdict on that is like, I'm not gonna... If I get involved in any drama, it's because things have not been communicated properly. That's the only reason why I would be involved in any sort of drama per se. I watched my... Okay, thankfully, this reminds me, right? The other day, one of my friends, who's like really into Niji Sanji, like broke down the whole like recent thing that happened, because there's I guess another recent thing that happened, and how it like all feeds into the context of the drama that happened like a year ago with Niji Ian and the whole Doki Bird incident. And thank God she's into Niji and not me, so I didn't have to follow up on any of it, but was still, you know, close enough in proximity to it that she could explain the lore to me and I could get it. And it really did make me think, like, how do people live like this? Like, I don't mean how do VTubers stream like this. I kind of get it. This is really like this is a quick step to like mental illness, like this hobby. And like, I don't mean that in like a crude, I probably should have phrased that better, but like, I don't mean that in like a mean-spirited way. I mean like content creation in general but VTubing maybe perhaps to a more significant degree to some extent enables certain social behaviors and patterns that are quite unlike real life, and that like we have yet to fully understand the implications of. Content creators are all like insane. 90% of content creators are insane. 90% of content on YouTube is like spiritually bankrupt, and it is like not just slop in like, oh, it's like, you know, ew, it's gross, it's like cheap. It's like actually poison, and it harms everyone involved, including the people making it, even if they profit from it. Like, I feel like humanity takes steps back at like 80% of the successful content. Now I use the word successful loosely, right? Because YouTube has so much shit on it, right? Content, not just YouTube, sorry. Content on like TikTok, on Instagram Reels and all of that. A large part of it is just drivel and like poisonous to the mind. And VTuber drama is no different, if not a little worse. Anyways, like, it did get me thinking, like, not in terms of, wow, I can't believe Vox Akuma did that. Like, I don't care for this guy. I watched, like, maybe 2 streams of his when he first debuted, thinking, ooh, he's got, like, interesting lore. And then I quickly realized he's not for me, because I'm not a straight girl, or I'm not into men as a girl, because a lot of his appeal does seem to stem from that. And I couldn't shake the feeling that, like, he's not talking to me. He's talking to someone, and I'm just intruding upon his conversation, is what it feels like. Anyways. And please do tell me if I ever come across that way, where it's like, it sounds like I'm not talking to you. It sounds like I'm talking to someone else, and you're just, like, eavesdropping in on a conversation. If it sounds like you're eavesdropping in on a conversation I'm having with myself, that's fine. That's working as intended. But if it sounds like I'm talking to someone else and not you, and you don't feel seen or whatever, you should like let me know. Because I need to like, because I don't want that. I actually really don't want that. Anyways, it did get me thinking, like, this is how people interact with each other. It's lies and deceit and inauthenticity. It's a refusal to confront the greater truths in life. It's a refusal to really engage, like, meaningfully with one another as human beings, and to be vulnerable in a way that is, you know, healthy, and to share in joyous moments, but also not at the detriment of others. To have a basic, like, empathy for the world, and that's like all like bereft. Is that the right word? Is bereft the word I wanted to use? Bereft. Bereft. Yeah, it's all like bereft. Deprived of or lacking something. Yeah, yeah. And it's instead replaced with these fake niceties. These play pretends of, oh my god, wow, you're so cool, I love talking to you, we're best friends, wow, and then like the sort of backstabbing or what have you that goes on. What am I? I'm too close to the chair, that's why. Doesn't it tire you? Isn't that just tedious and exhausting? Like, how can you live like that forever? I understand maybe like being caught up in a moment and then like being there, but to live your life that way? What are you doing? You're so good at thinking for sure. We love listening. It's so cool. Thank you indeed. I interpret that. I'm sure that was a very genuine compliment. But like, I'm tired all the time. And I don't do this shit. I'm tired all the time, and I don't spend my time like lying to people and like going on with shit behind their backs and then lying to my fans and viewers. Everything I say is truthful, including the fact that I'm 60 years old. I don't like spend time getting back at people and being petty. Shit just kind of happens, and I respond to it in a way that's healthy for me. How does anyone live like otherwise? Because like, if I'm doing all of this and I'm still so tired, what are you doing? Like, life must really suck for you. And you know what? I thought I had it bad, but if you have to juggle all of this and be a shitty human being, then like, what? I can only imagine the turmoil, I think. I don't know. Or maybe you don't feel the pain. Maybe you feel no remorse, no guilt. Maybe you think it's okay to lie to people and to just not be rude. I think being rude is fine, but to be disrespectful. This isn't like a message to fucking Vox Akuma, by the way. I needed to make that clear. That's not what this is. Even though I've mentioned him several times in this channel, and most of those times have been somewhat negative. But like, it's less that, it's more like the Niji En thing. It's so tiring. What is he yapping about? I'm yapping about like the Niji En like drama or whatever. The newest like thing that my friend spent like half an hour trying to explain through text to me and other people in the group chat. And like, I just, you know, I don't get it at all. Like, I don't get it, not in the sense of like, oh, it couldn't be me. I don't get it in the sense of like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, with your life? What are you, seriously? Like, have you sat there and thought about what you're doing? Have you contemplated seriously and reflected upon your actions and like the impact and consequence you have in this world? You have one life. You will die. Like, you will die eventually. How have you not thought of that? Like, and you will die eventually in a limited amount of time. And this is how you choose to spend your life? Not just by doing nothing, but by like hurting people? Like, what even There's new drama. It's like new, like, it's not with Vox. It's like new drama. He's just like the face of Niji En to me. So I bring his name up. Like, in the same way, like, Hololive is not... I don't ever talk about Hololive. And when I talk about Hololive, I just use Gargura as like a shorthand. In the same way that like every video game is a Nintendo for your parents. Probably. Right? But apparently, yeah, there's like new drama. I don't know what that is. I've been touching grass. Good. I'm just like meditating on like the state of VTubing in the larger sphere. Not like on the indie scene, because that's too much to think about, because there's too much variety. But like the more popular something is, the more it like the more it trends towards something that's predictable and structured, and the more it wraps around itself. It's sort of this weird like Ouroboros like structure with content creators in general. Like all the content creators live in LA and know each other. Not all of them, obviously, but so much of them that it creates this sort of like environment and like effect on like other content creators. Anyway, this is not the point. Are you gonna read Schoolgirl by Osamu Dazai? I'm planning to go offline again. Are you going to go offline if I don't read it? If I do read it? Are you planning to go offline anyways, and you just want that as like a parting gift? What is that again? Or how long is that? I'll stay until you read it. Well then, wouldn't it benefit me to never read it? Shouldn't I just never read it then? I mean, only if it's soon. I don't know. I'll probably like... I mean... It's like 35 pages. I guess I could do it. At some point in the future. At some point in this month, maybe. Don't hold me accountable to it, but feel free to remind me if you want to do it. Sure, I can do it. Why not? What am I missing? Oh, that's like fence panel. No, that means it's cleaned, right? Table. I need to go under the table. I've only heard the whole Hollow
I
JP
think
thing.
there's a thing
I've
where
heard
you
that
can
too,
check
yeah.
what you're missing.
Yeah, it's like tab, right? But it's like not in this area at all. Yeah, okay. It's something about how like one of the illustrators for one of the Hololive members, like models, is upset with the portrayal of the character, so to speak, by the well, I guess in this case the actor, so to speak. The person who one of the illustrators for one of the VTuber models doesn't like how their VTuber model is associated with the person using the model is like portraying herself in a certain way, and I think it's... I don't get it. Well, okay, now I get it to some extent, but also you signed up for it. So, like, I get being, like, disappointed or, like, not... I get not feeling good about it, but, like, to think that you have the right to complain, I think, is a bit much. I mean, like, our team tolerates all my shit, but maybe it's because she's, like, extra nice. Our team tolerates everything I do, and she did not at all expect it to be whatever it is that's happening now. Basically, that was the gist, yeah. So that's like, yeah. I feel like that's... I don't know. That's less drama to be, and more like... I don't know what it's like, actually. Because drama is like, it's scandalous. This doesn't feel scandalous. This is just kind of like a public disagreement, maybe. Is that most what it is to me? Anyways. When are you gonna pay our team back? As soon as I figure out, like... Fuck. I mean, what? As soon as I figure out rent, then we'll pay our team back. It'll be great. No, I've like, in all seriousness, I've talked to our team about this, like, numerous times, and we have it all, like, in agreement. And we talk regularly. Our team and I, like, we well, as you may probably know, like our team and I don't exist in the same time zone, so it's really difficult to like speak, or to like to like stream, or for her to like watch my streams, because I do them when she's asleep for sure, for sure. But we talk through other times of the day on like Discord. We hang out and we catch up. So it's not like we've not been in any communication. But yeah, so if any, I guess like that's more of a thing for everyone who's wondering how our team's doing. Our team's doing well. She's doing just fine. She's doing great. Don't worry about her. Even though she doesn't really show up to like, you know, chat much, or doesn't really stream much herself. Like, she's doing okay. Until chairman gets money, so until retirement, our team is the main beneficiary on his will. True. I mean, I've got nothing left. I don't know what she would want from me. I don't know if she would want this channel if I gave it to her. She'd probably be like, no, I'm good. It's weird. This isn't for me. I'm not doing this. She wouldn't want this channel if I gave it to her, I think. Anyways. Other than that, I've got nothing. I've got, like, nothing left. I think. There's not a penny to my name. Anyways, I'm so tired all the time. And to see that other people are doing all this shit. And, like, you know, I guess keeping up with the internet drama of it all as well. Feels... alienating, maybe. It feels strange. Feels like everyone's in on something I'm not in on. Like, how do you have all this time and, like, energy that you can devote to this? What do you do in your life that lets you, like, perpetuate this? I don't know. I have no idea. Something else I had in mind I wanted to talk about. Let me think. Oh. No. Never mind. Wait. It's coming to me. Hold on. Hold on. It's almost there. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's a question. It's a question I have for people. I don't remember what the question is, though. What's the question? It's not to be or not to be. That's for sure. That's certainly not the question. What is the question? Oh yeah, like, how do you... and this is like this is invariably like a personal one. You can definitely tell it's a personal question. But like, how do you talk to someone who you share zero common interests in? Like, are you just doomed never to talk to them? Or never to be able to talk to them? Even if you, like, kind of want to talk to this person, and this person wants to talk to you, but you just realize there's, like, actually nothing in common you have. I suppose part of the conversation can be, like, sharing in that, like, the commonality is the uncommonality, maybe, and it's the exchange of ideas and experience, and maybe you could, like, make new experiences and talk about those, but, like, it feels like that's avoiding the question, right? Feels like that's sidestepping the question. Feels like that the answer is, well, you can't talk to someone you have no commonalities with. Make some commonalities right now. To which is not, I wouldn't say that's a dissatisfactory response. But man, is like, am I in for it now? Oh, fuck. It's a philosopher thing. Do you think Axe is acquainted with all that stuff? Shit. Tia, what was I saying 2 minutes ago? What was I saying? Like, was I saying, like, what do people do with their lives? How do they have all this energy? What do they do in their day-to-day? Maybe that was what I was saying. What was I saying? No, I was talking about R2. Hold on. No, I don't remember. I'm sorry. What is the talking phase of not yapping at people about your interests? I guess. Because it's like, I would love to talk to... Okay, well, fuck. I can't. I'm too deep in this now. I can't go back. There are people that I want to talk to. And it just seems so difficult, even though, like, I get the intention that, like, they also want to talk to me. And just as much as I want to talk to them. But we share, like, nothing. I share nothing in common with these people, and, like, at all. And it's so hard to, like, where do I even begin? Like, because I'm certainly not going to start by going, hey, you know what a VTuber is? That's, like, instant social suicide. Top tip for anyone on this stream right now, because you'll need it. It is instant social suicide to mention VTubing. Don't ever just pretend like it's not real. Pretend like it's a thing that doesn't exist until otherwise, okay? Like, it's instant social suicide. Never do it. I feel that's so heavy. It's so hard. It's not impossible. And I think the answer I have in my mind, right, is, well, if you have no commonality, you make that commonality. You invite them to go do something fun. Hey, let's go do this. Let's go watch a movie. Let's go do that, right? The issue is, like, it is a bit like cart before the horse. It is a bit of like a chicken and the egg where, like, if you don't have that established rapport of having something to talk about, you can't just, or maybe you can, but it's like, it's awkward to ask them, hey, like, let's go hang out, if you've not shared that commonality yet to build more commonality. You know what I mean? Luckily for me, I don't care about my social status, so I would easily mention that I'm into watching streamers and VTubers that would come up as an extension of that. Okay, so I don't mean that as in, like, oh, you're not cool anymore. I mean, like, you are instantly unrelatable to probably the average person you're talking to, right? Your micro interest niche is probably not very relatable. And certainly, if the other person is nice, they'll, like, hear you out. They'll let you yap. And that's cool, right? But I'm trying to, like, you know, I don't want to do that. You know, I don't I want to put the pressure on someone else to have to, like, listen to me talk. I was about things that they don't care about. I was just about to say that, and then it dawned on me that that's literally what I'm doing right now. No, but you like me. It's different. Anyways, it's not that they don't like me. I think they do. It's just, anyways, whatever. What was I saying? Because I can't, the thing is, like, look, I could, but I'm not going to, like, get into the philosophy, right? Like, it's not happening. Not on, like, a day one or, like, an event one conversation am I going to get into the philosophy. I'm not going to start with, like, Kierkegaard on people who are just, like, normal people. Who aren't weird and insane. Like, I'm not gonna jump straight into Kierkegaard and existentialism. That's not happening. Philosopher VTuber won't get into philosophy. Okay, but, like, Charis Euphranor would, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't start by going, like, hey, do you know about my... Have you ever heard about... Have you heard of my Lord and Savior, my goat, Soren Kierkegaard? Like, no, they wouldn't. Like, they'd be like, no, and then, like, they would laugh awkwardly, and then if I started to yap about it, they'd be like, wow, that's so cool, Anon. And then, like, back away slowly. That's how that interaction plays out, okay? Trust me, I have simulated that in my head 1,000 times. I know what it looks like. Okay? And before you ask, yes, it totally is neurotypical to suggest that I have run through conversations in my head thousands of times before I do them. It's totally not a neuroatypical thing, okay? Stop asking me. At least one person has to take an authentic interest in the other's likes, if you ask me. I think, like, I get that and that's so real, but at the same time, like, there's only so much I can, like, ask them about what they're into and then nod along and go, yeah, that's really interesting. And I'm interested, I really am, but I have no way to, like, contribute to the discussion because I'm not in it. Like, I can ask them questions to yap further, but and I suppose that's probably why it's not, like, and it wasn't an immediate failure for me. You will never get the context for this. You will never, ever in your life get the context for what I'm talking about because you don't need to. But, like, you can only do that so much, right? Like, you can only do the, wow, that's interesting so many times. And maybe ask, oh, and then what happened? And then they did that? Whoa, that's cool. And then give, like, a surface level take on it. Especially when it's, like, an interest they have, like, a special
Tinder
devotion towards. Just ask people. No, it's not. It's not a Tinder date. This is like multiple people. This isn't one person. This is multiple people. Okay? That's not... If it were like one-on-one, I'd actually... Okay, if it were a Tinder date, I wouldn't have to like think about... I wouldn't have to think about it so much. It would actually probably be really easy. It would probably be really easy. Because if it's just one-on-one... Hold on. I need to like sneeze. I'm sick. Hold on. Sorry, I needed to sneeze. Have I mentioned that I'm like really sick right now? And I'm like, I really wanted to cancel today's stream, and I was like, I also really want to talk. And I can talk when I'm sick, because I can talk at any point in my life. Like, there's never been a moment where talking has been difficult for me. And I'm low-key thankful for that, I think. Low-key because sometimes it feels like a curse, but usually it's a good thing. I can talk, if needed. I can definitely talk. And I enjoy talking, so I'm doing that now. But I'm like also really sick. So I should probably end stream in like an hour or so. We'll see. Okay, dates plural. No, man, this is like a group setting. This is not a sequence of 1v1s. Because if it were 1v1s, it would be easy. I think 1v1s are so easy. Because 1v1s, you can let the other person talk, right? Here's the cheat code. It really is a derivation of the Metal Gear Solid Snake strategy, which is like to just repeat the information back to them, but in like a question mark. Oh, I went to the store today. You went to the store today? Yeah, and then I bought this like. I bought this cool hoodie. You bought this cool hoodie? What's the hoodie? You know, like it's literally, it's a variation of the Metal Gear Solid Snake strategy. It actually works. Not like don't repeat word for word what they say, but paraphrase what they say, and then add like one or two clarifying questions for further detail and context, and then occasionally slip in like tie it into your own personal interest and say, oh, I ask because I'm also really interested in this thing. And eventually they'll ask you, and then you get to yap, right? And then it's that easy. Like, one-on-one interaction is the easiest thing on earth. Speaking in Japanese, be like, I don't speak Japanese, but if that's the case, then I think I've got it on lock, then. That's not the issue. That's so easy. My issue right now is, like, in a group setting, everyone's talking, and I'm just kind of nodding my head and going like, yeah, that's cool. I'm listening. It's interesting. But like, I can't contribute. And everyone's talking like the same amount. Like let's say if there were like 5 people, right? Including me. 4 of them are talking like 25% of the time. And they all enjoy talking about that thing. But I can't talk about that thing because I don't know it. Or it's like, it's not within my... And like, they... In their attempts to try to like involve me, broaden the conversation too widely so that it's not interesting anymore. Because when a conversation is too wide, it's no longer interesting. The more specific the conversation is, the more like satisfying it is, right? So like, I can't be the social detriment in this situation. I can't do that. Like, it's... It's so bad. He doesn't know about sports ball. Fuck, I don't know. You know what I do know though? I know. I don't know actually, but I can pretend to know Formula One because I know Lando Norris won recently in Abu Dhabi. Overall, at least he won. He won the championship, though Max Verstappen had like had displayed one of the greatest like comebacks in recent Formula One history. Ask ChatGPT what to say. I would sooner kill myself. No, I I can't. Here's what I mean. Here's what I mean. When I say I would sooner kill myself, what I mean is not that your suggestion is bad or unsound. I actually think it's fairly sound advice, but I just believe so strongly in like the human spirit and like this struggle being part of my life and part of like shit I need to overcome, that to defer it to like a machine designed for talking and thinking rather than spending the effort myself to improve in my own talking and thinking feels counterintuitive to my approach to like existence in general. That's like the thing. Car. Anyways, speaking of car, Lando Norris drove his car to the podium, third place finish, but that allowed him overall in the final race, and that allowed him the championship title. It was his first title too, so that's cool. Previously it was Max Verstappen, and he came in first in the last race as well. But apparently at some point Max was like 100 points behind, and he was able to catch up. Anyways, like I could talk about that. That's about it. But like the thing is, I didn't actually watch a single minute of Formula One to get this information. I got all this information from reading like 2 articles that appeared on like Apple News one day. I just was reading Apple News. And then, look, I know it's not. What was it? It wasn't like Apple News is the congregator. I forget like I forgot who wrote it. It wasn't New York. Was it New York Times? I don't remember. Fake fan. I'm not a fan at all. Yeah. But I can certainly be a fake fan. I'm pretty good at being a fake fan, I would say. So no, I'm not a fan of Formula One. I actually just really couldn't care less. I'm sure it's cool, but it's just not for me. But like I know of it, and it's like, if that's the cost for social conversation, I don't know if it'll be worth it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to like just sit down and read articles every day on like sports ball just to talk to people about sports ball. I don't want to talk about sports ball anymore. I'm tired. Performative male pretends to know racing. Yep, there you go. You've caught me. That's it. It's over. The jig is up. I'm a performative male after all. I pretend like I like cars and sports. No. And I hide my weeb interests. No. This is it. This is the extent of performativeness that we have here. Anyways, like, they're like really nice people, and I really want to get to know them. The problem is like I'm fucking weird, and I don't have a single commonality that I share with them. And it's so hard to build that commonality when there's nothing to begin it with. And I suspect that no one in this chat who's watching a VTuber right now would have the right answer to this question I'm posing. But I merely posed the question anyways because I guess I'm making conversation. Do you watch any sports ball? No. No. I don't even watch like esports at all. I think I used to a little bit. In my younger years, I would watch like professional Counter-Strike, but then, you know, it was only because my friends were watching it, and we would just kind of do that together. Like the moment we stopped playing Counter-Strike, or the moment I really drifted away, I guess, from those friends, I didn't really have a reason to watch Counter-Strike anymore. I don't know. You don't even, Chairman, you don't even like to read philosophy, but you love preaching to people about that. Your ass just doesn't like reading. That's completely... You have... Okay, let me evaluate this. Your premises are false, but your conclusion is true. And your conclusion is true because I have talked about this. Your premises are false. I do like to read about philosophy sometimes. It's just at a snail's pace. Like I don't like voraciously devour philosophical text. I'm currently making my way through the Cambridge Companion to Kierkegaard. That's what I'm doing right now. So a lot of today's earlier like yapping might have had hints of that. If you were also reading the book, not that you would be, but if you were reading the book, you would be able to gather where I'm at right now. Yes, I'm at the section of like Kierkegaard versus Hegel, and that dialectic, I guess. Anyways, I don't like reading. I'm really good at it. I don't like reading academically. I like reading for fun. But also, in reading for fun, right now, it takes a lot out of me. Because I'm reading like philosophy, right? And because it takes a lot out of me, I don't do it a lot. And so while I'm good at it, if I really needed to lock in and do it, I don't need to lock in and do it right now. And what I do need to lock in and do takes up so much of my energy that I don't have time to read. I guess. Fake philosophy fan. I hate philosophy. I fucking hate philosophy. I hope that guy's gone. I hope that aspiring VTuber is gone now. I hope you're not here right now, Yoavco99, because like these are the real colors now. These are like It's full mask off now. I hate philosophy. I'm not a philosophy VTuber. Every time someone approaches me asking me if I'm a philosophy VTuber, I have to really just resist the urge to say, like, no, I'm not, you're at the wrong place, get the hell out of here. Because I hate the concept of, like, being a philosophy content creator. Not because I hate philosophy content creators. They're fucking great. I love them. Like, PhilosophyTube is my hero. She's fucking cooking. PhilosophyTube is fucking cooking. Like, her content is great. Abigail Thorne, I think is her name. I love her stuff. I wouldn't want to do that. You're the bird the philosopher. Please don't compare me to the guy that, like, unfairly won, like, a Twitch award. The guy that, like, and my first exposure to this guy is a random clip of him playing some shitty, like, first-person shooter adventure action game, and he just drops the F slur and tries so hard to backpedal, but fails miserably. Please don't compare me to that guy. It's not me, okay? I assure you that if I ever drop the F slur, I'm gonna immediately follow that shit up with like 20 minutes of diva talk and my best impression of queerness, not in an attempt to appropriate, but in an attempt to show that like I'm in this shit. If that were ever to happen to me, and it wouldn't, because I would never do that. Like, that's just so uncharacteristic of everything that I represent. Please don't compare me to this guy, please. Oh no, he didn't win it. Most Critical won. No, I thought he won like best VTuber. No, and people were like, he's not even a VTuber, and I don't think that's what matters. I don't care that if he's a VTuber or not. There's probably like some sort of debate on like what does it mean to be a VTuber, and I'm sure if I were like, you know, a more content savvy person, I'd be like, whoa, this is an excellent opportunity for channel growth and analytics. I'm gonna like write an essay on like, you know, whether I'm gonna contribute my case to the Burnt Peanut philosopher. It's not philosopher. Is Burnt Peanut like a VTuber? But I think that the answer is an obvious, resounding, like, sure, but that's not the point. The point is he's a shit VTuber. That's the point. I don't care if he is or isn't. The point is, I'm not watching this guy, and I never will. He represents everything bad about people who don't watch VTubers. I don't know if he represents it, because I don't watch him enough to, like, make that statement accurately, but I certainly don't care for it at all. Like, he hates VTubers, so the fact that he won that is so fucked. So that's what annoys me, is like, he doesn't even hate properly. He doesn't understand what he's hating. I hate VTubers, but not because, like, I don't get it. He hates it out of his own ignorance. I hate it because I've sat here and I've studied this and I've thought, they're not doing it right. There's something about this that, like, is just, there's something deeper here that nobody's getting at. I'm gonna do this out of spite now. That's, like, now that's proper hating. You know, you gotta, he's not a real hater. He's not a real hater. He's a poser. He's a poser. He doesn't actually hate it because he doesn't know what he's hating. He doesn't understand VTubing. He does not get it. He tries to make fun of it, and he doesn't even do that well. Disappointing. He fails. He fails in the hater course. He fails. He fails for sure. Anyways, I don't think I have anything else to say about that guy. I don't really care for him. Maybe he's really, really funny. Unlikely. But possible, I guess. And I just haven't seen him yet. Do something funny. What was I talking about? What was I navigating? Oh yeah, like the shared commonality thing. Anyway, like I don't think I actually wanted to go on any further than I did. I really just wanted to see if anyone had any thoughts, and to my not surprise, like the situation has not improved. My understanding of the situation has not improved, not because you guys don't know anything, but because everything that's been said on the matter has been something I've already considered, so it's fine. It's conversation, but I'm still in crisis, I guess, is my takeaway. I don't know. Am I really in crisis? Not really. It's not that bad in the grand scheme of things. It could be worse. I could be dying. I could be sick. I'm sick actually right now. Fuck. It could be worse. I could be like, I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking right now, never mind. Chairman witnessed VTubing in his purest form and decided he could do better. I'm not deciding that I can do better, but I'm deciding that I can do it different. Because no one can do it better than Gargura. Okay? She's the fucking LeBron. She's the LeBron of, like, VTubing, okay? No one's gonna ever do better than Gargura. Your only hope is not to do Gargura better than Gargura, who is, I think, the platonic form of classical VTubing, or at least in the era. She marks an era of VTubing. It's her. You can't do Gargura better than Gargura ever did Gargura. You can come close, maybe. But you could never be her. She is her, okay? Like, but I'm not aiming to do better than Gargura. I'm aiming to do different from Gargura. Now, what do I mean by different? Because aren't there other VTubers? No, I would say that 80% of every VTuber to exist is a variation of Gargura. I would say that. I would say that every VTuber to exist, out of all the VTubers that ever existed, 80% of them, at least, and this is a number I pulled out of my ass, are variations of Gargura. They're all, like, just a spin-off. Charis, the asshole of VTubers. I mean, like, I could be, but, like, I wouldn't be a big enough asshole to compete with all the big leagues. Like, I just talked about the Niji EN thing, like, a half an hour ago. I could never compete there. Like, it's over for me the moment I gotta go up against a real, like, asshole. The moment I gotta compete against someone who's actually a horrible person, like, I'm losing for sure. Like, it's over for me. It's over for me. I'm not even gonna be able to do that well, I think. Sameko Sawa is the Gargura of VTubers. No, she's not. I'm very adamant in that as well. I think no one. I don't think Saba I don't think Saba is the next Gargura. I don't think there is a next Gargura in the future. I just think like that was it. This was a legendary, phenomenal, perfect run, and there is no way you can do Gargura better than Gargura. I firmly believe that. And I'm aware, yes, of like what you're trying to say. No, I don't even think the same person could do it again. It was the perfect storm of like context, but also the context of it, but also like the time in which it happened, the way it happened, and it's not the same anymore to have an old band play the same songs in a new era, and because all you're doing is you're recapturing that old era rather than accepting the fact that we're in this new post era period, I guess. Gargura was lightning in a bucket. Oh. Lightning in a bucket. Yep. I gotta start using that from now on. Actually, I have to start saying that's lightning in a bucket. I have to do this. Thank you so much, Zero. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. I have a new expression. It's lightning in a bucket. He really likes Gargura. Yes, because Gargura is a shark VTuber in the same way that I'm a philosopher VTuber, okay? I don't talk about shark. Gargura doesn't talk about sharks. You don't tune into her streams for shark facts. That's what I mean. You wouldn't get it. It's okay. Nobody gets it. Nobody understands me. I'm gonna channel my inner, like... Who's the person who wrote My Immortal again? I forget. I need to ask Axion. I'm gonna channel my inner My Immortal and say that nobody understands me. Nobody gets me. Nobody understands. When, like, evidently it's not a very difficult thing to understand, but whatever. XXX bloody wrist 666 XXX. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Channeling my inner bloody wrist right now. To say that nobody understands me. I'm all alone. No, I don't think she says I'm all alone. She says like, what would she say? She would say that I'm surrounded by all these hot, cute guys who all want me. And it's so hard being me because I'm so awesome. Yeah, I get that. That's for real, actually. Yeah, that. Now that's real. Now that's real. The self-loathing, not real. This, real. I need to get on top of the roof. How do I get on top of the roof? I know how to do it. Shit, what? No, I can, hold on. Ah! Am I on the roof? I think I'm on the roof. I'm like hanging on the edge of the roof, I think. Okay. Well, what if I like... Damn it. Okay, hold on. Wait, oh, okay, I can sprint jump. Oh, okay. So you're going back on your stance. My fucking mouse is out of battery. God damn it, hang on. Okay, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that at all. You're going back on your stance that unlike other VTubers, your theme is actually realized in your streams and you talk about philosophy? No, no, man. I don't talk about philosophy. I rarely do. Sometimes I do. I don't like talking about philosophy. Why did you ping me on Discord? Why did you ping me on Discord? You were testing if that would go through on the stream, weren't you? Fuck you. Whatever. You're not even real.
LOL.
You're not even real. I don't talk about philosophy. I do philosophy. And what that means is entirely nebulous. Without someone else to actually do the talking about philosophy. So that's why what? That sentence wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't going anywhere at all. It wasn't going anywhere at all. Can you like tell that I'm trying really hard to be mean today? And I can't really because I just kind of want to talk. I kind of just want to have conversation. What am I missing? What part? Oh, the handles. Can you like stop trying to be mean then? I'm giving up. I'm giving up. I can't be bothered. If I'm not real, why can I read you bedtime stories? That's not real, you're not real. Objection. What kind of popcorn do you like? I like caramel popcorn. There's chocolate popcorn. At the cinema I used to frequent, and that was really nice. I liked that. But mainly like caramel. I understand salty popcorn, and I wouldn't mind salty popcorn. If somebody offered me salty popcorn, I would eat it. But if I were to choose between salty and caramel, I would just end up choosing caramel most of the times, I think. Kettle corn. Yeah. Yeah, that works. I'm generally like, I'm impartial to most popcorn flavors, I think, even the slightly more obscure ones. I'm trying to think, like, there was the weirdest like popcorn flavor I've had is like cotton candy popcorn. And even that I was like, this is fine. This is acceptable.
Kettle corn on top.
What am I? Oh, that's what I'm missing. That's what I'm missing. I do enjoy kettle corn as well. I do. But like, I want to, the thing is like, I want to live the life of, I want to be the one going to the cinema and buying the popcorn and saying, look, I'm supporting the film industry by doing this. You know, this is me keeping film and cinema alive. But I'm not in a position to do that. So what I end up doing is I just sneak in the snacks that I wanted to eat anyways into the theater. I buy the cheapest possible ticket. I sneak in all of my snacks, and then this is me. This is who I actually am. I aspire to be like the person that buys the overpriced popcorn and like gets a soda as well, and you know, and says nice things to the cashier while, or to the cashier while they're buying the popcorn. But like, it's not me. I'm just, hey, excuse me, here's my ticket. I don't even say anything sometimes. I just present my ticket and I go in and I sit down with my own food. Like I don't do. Okay, on a slightly related note, I've not been to the cinema in a while due to, you know, certain circumstances which you don't need to know about. But anyways, the point is, like, I could never go alone. I don't know if I've mentioned this. I might have mentioned this, but I've never been able to go to the cinema alone or go anywhere out alone. That is a foreign concept to me. That makes no damn sense. If I'm going out, it's because I'm going out with other people. I would never go out if it were just me, because if it were just me, I would just stay home. I'm not wasting money going out if it's not to meet other people. But, like, it's weird because I think some of my friends, they'll go to the cinema sometimes, like, alone. They'll buy the popcorn too, you know, they'll sit down, they'll watch a movie, and they'll, like, enjoy the movie, and then they'll, like, talk about it with other people, or they'll, like, talk about it online, but they'll just do it. What am I missing? Oh, I'm missing the cracks in the rocks here. How do I get to that? Maybe that's how I get to it? Yeah, that might be it, maybe. Okay. So they sell the big packages of chocolate chip cookie dough bites that they don't sell in the store. The packages aren't big enough for me. Maybe that's a problem. That's a non-American problem, I guess. But I can't go alone. That is weird. How do you go to the cinema alone and just watch a movie? My friends do that, and I think that's fucked up. It's so strange that one can do that. This isn't like... I don't think this is the right order and sequence of things. I feel like you should... There's like, you know, there's a certain... I don't know what to call it. But like... It's not right. I feel like going to the cinema by yourself is not right. Maybe it's the social norms and customs I'm, like, well, accustomed to. Right? Maybe it's that. Dude, what am I missing? What am I missing? I've cleaned everything. Doghouse. Oh shit, what it was... Oh, that's aim mode. Okay. Oh. There's something on the doghouse roof that I'm not getting. I don't know what it is. What am I not getting on the doghouse roof? I don't understand. This is the whole roof. This is the entire doghouse roof. Skill issue for real. Okay, maybe it is. Fuck. Ones in the US theaters are bigger than the store ones. Okay, well, I'm not American. I can't relate. I should talk a bad movie. Like, I feel like that's something I can do. But, like... But I can't go alone and do that. You know what I mean? Like, I have to go to the cinema with someone else, and then so I can talk about the movie. That's part of the point of the movie, is you have to, like, talk to someone else. How the hell do I do that without someone else being there? You just pick the seat next to another lone person and you enjoy the movie together? That's fucking weird, man. I can't do that. That's fucked up. Isn't it? What if the person doesn't want to enjoy the movie with me? Like, They did not consent to enjoying the movie with me. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm weird. I think I'm fucked actually. My line of thinking is fucked up actually. I think it's my fault. He hates loners. He wishes people eating alone in a restaurant get food poisoning. Honestly, if you're eating alone in a restaurant, that's... No, I get it. Okay, here's the thing. Is if I had infinite money, I would do that. If I had infinite money, I would eat alone in a restaurant sometimes when I just eat alone. But I think if you eat alone at a restaurant and you have financial problems, then that's, I think, a poor move. That has to be like a bad move. What am I looking for? The doghouse roof is like 1% unclean, but which percent is it and where is it? I don't see it at all. Is it inside the house? How do I clean inside the house? I've sprayed this damn thing over and over again. I don't know where I'm going. Stepping stones, 11 out of 12. No, 76% swing sofa. Oh, shit. Oh, under. There we go. Underside of the roof. Oh, that might be it, actually. Doghouse. No. What? What did I clean? What was that? What did I clean? Where did it go? I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Okay. What the hell is next? Retaining wall caps? Like these? I think I've done these, right? No? I'm stuck on 99%. How am I stuck on 99%? 99% of swing sofa cushions. 2 out of 3. Okay. There are 2 cushions here. This is the 3rd one. God damn it. Okay. Now what? What do I need? Stepping stones. 11 out of 12. Which stepping stone am I missing? Wait. Okay, that's a fence post. Which stepping stone am I missing? Which one of these is not clean? They're all clean. They're all clean. They're all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Which one of these is not spotless? They're all spotless. How did... He thinks poor people who are loners should exclusively eat Nutriloaf. No well-made meals from someone else. No, you should make well-made meals yourself if you are a loner and you're poor. Because you're poor and you don't have that choice. And if you spend all of it on the quality of the food beyond what is necessary for your, like, personhood and being, then you gotta, like, work really hard at your job to justify that, I guess. Step edgings, 3 out of 6. How do I step edge? This is a step edging. Okay, what am I missing? Oh. 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 Okay. Shed roof. Shed roof. What? Do I have to go like under this bit here? Can I? I guess I can. Okay. Okay. Anyways, I think it's weird to go to the cinema alone. I just think it's not right. I think if you do that, you've got to tell me what's going on in your head. Because I've like tried to... Because some of my friends do this and I don't get it at all. I think there's like... I don't think there's a reason to. Like, I think the only reason you would go to a cinema alone is if you have like too much money. I don't know. And you just want to spend it somewhere and you're like, well, I might as well... But at that point, why don't you like invest in your own like private theater? If you're making the trip like publicly, I don't know. Oh. That's the interior of the shed roof. There we are. Okay, now what do we have? Retaining walls. Where are those? Fence. Pond wall. Birdhouse. Cooker hood. Shed door. What's the retaining wall? What is that? Fence gate, fence panel, doghouse roof, pond, garden table, fence trellis, fence panel. What? What is that? What is a retaining wall? Can I highlight this? I just want to watch the movie, man. No, but like... You know what? No, I think you're right, actually. Annie, I think you've convinced me, actually. I think that was it. That was what I needed to hear. I think I just needed to hear someone say, I just want to watch the movie. Like, what are you talking about? I just want to see the movie. And then, like, for me to kind of snap back to it. No, I get it now. I'm overthinking this. This doesn't matter at all. I'm not overthinking in the sense that, like, my thinking is, like, there's too much of it going on. But there's too little of it going on. Or at least I'm going in circles. Because I'm just thinking of my own situation. I'm just thinking, like, I would never do that. I would never want to do that. And then, like, all it took, I think, was for you to go, like, yeah, but I just really want to watch it. For me to go, yeah, oh. No, I guess that makes sense. What if someone just really wants to watch the movie? I get it now. Can I open this door? I can't open this door. Whatever. What do I need to clean? What do I still need to clean? Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. That's the retaining wall. Oh. Okay, got it. Gotta get underneath these edges here. There we go. There we go. It does highlight for you. I just didn't see it. Okay. I think the idea that you should work hard for good food is a bit backwards. Usually work leaves you with less time and then cooking is also work. And what else is money other than to enjoy life? No, but that's the point. Precisely, right? Work leaves you with less time and cooking is work. So if you want really, really good food from like a restaurant and you want someone else to make it for you, you have to work really hard to earn like the money that justifies that, or you should just be born rich. But you know, that's a talk for another time. That's a conversation for another day. What am I missing now? Okay, that's all clean. That's all clean. That's all clean. Lawnmower engine. Where? Lawnmower engine. Oh. Hanging planters. 1. 2. There we go. Flower bed edgings, fence tops. Oh. No, that's the barbecue patio trim. Which I think I'm doing as well. I think. Yeah. There we are. To do. Control panel, fence tops, flower bed edgings. Okay. Which flower bed edgings? This one's done. This one's done. This one's the pond edging. It's this one. Okay. Control panel, fence tops. Fence tops are here. Which one? Which fence tops are we talking? Which ones are we talking here? There's one left. That one. This is revealing a lot about myself because I realize I'm depriving myself of like shit like the Chainsaw Man movie because I just don't know anyone who wants to watch it too. Like that's the only reason I haven't watched it is because I don't know anyone around right now who wants to watch it as well. And because of that, I've just deprived myself from the experience of probably watching a pretty good movie that I would have enjoyed otherwise. It's a lot of reflection going on here. God damn it. Control panels. Where is that? Where is that? Where's the control panel? Show me the control panel game. Right now, I demand to see it. Where even is that? What is it next to? Cooker hood. Okay. Oh. It's like that stoic thing of sleeping on the bare ground. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I like my bed. I like my bed a bit too much. To experience mindfulness, you must go watch the Chainsaw Man movie alone. Okay, but like, can you see the like irony in watching the Chainsaw Man movie alone when the themes and motifs of the piece are precisely that of like a lone male being exploited by like the women that he encounters in his life, and he's always kind of left being alone in that case, in that sense, and just going there as like a lone dude. Isn't that not, you know, like does that how does this come across, I ask, as everyone relentlessly tells me that that's not what matters. What matters is you get to watch the damn movie that you want to watch.
It's chill to watch movies alone.
Hearing his excuses. Look, I'm not dying on this hill, okay? I don't think I'm right. We can watch it in the Discord. Maybe we can. Yeah, we could do that. I heard it's really good. You missed out. Fucking goddamn it, man. Is it still in theaters? Is it still in theaters? I don't know. It makes it even better. And really, like, the thing is, like, I don't know. I can't if it's too real. If some of it's low key a little real, like, I don't know if I can watch that alone. I think it would fuck me up. I'm not even kidding. I think watching if it gets too real, like, it might fuck me up. I don't know. We'll see. Not that it matters. There's no need to speculate. Drop them, please. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, wow.
Most sensitive old man award.
Thank you for the award. Thank you so much for the nominations. For Most Sensitive Old Man Award. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I know I deserved it. I know that, it 100% always should have been me. And, I'm the best representative of that particular thing you're talking about, always. I have not read any of the messages here, because frankly, I don't think they're of any interest to me. Now we get to play Clean the Bungalow, Clean the Playground, and Clean the Dirt Bike. Nice. Getting your brain chemistry changed over watching the Chainsaw Man movie alone. You are doubting, like, how good the Chainsaw Man movie is. It's really good. Probably. I don't know. I know, like, I know the season 1 of the anime is really good. It is... I don't want to say, like, it hits close to home, because it doesn't. Because, like, I don't live nearly in the same situation as, like, Denji does, where I'm not exploited by, like, older women. Like, that does not happen to me, or that hasn't happened to me. But, like, I kind of see it. I kind of get it in, like, I think in an alternate universe that could have been me, and that scares me. That terrifies me to my core, actually. Like, it isn't true, but I can imagine it being true, and that's, I think, the power of fiction, or that's, like, I think when fiction bears its fangs as its most, like, threatening form to me, is not that, oh, this is hitting you because it's your situation, but it's like it's hitting you even though it's not your situation, but it's so compelling that you can imagine being in that situation. That's good fiction. Did you see the Game Awards and Miss Piggy imply that she porks the host? Not at all, actually. I have not seen that at all. Hang on. Joe Average says, there's got to be something up with my dirt bike. You see, I'm one of life's winners. Every morning, I put 4 slices of bread in the toaster, but only eat the slice that pops up first.
That's called sympathy/empathy, I believe.
When I have a coffee, I only drink the bit that wins the race to my mouth. But on this bike, I always finish dead last. I'm wondering if there's mud stuck to the manifester, whatever it is, slowing me down. I'm also kind of superstitious, so I haven't cleaned the thing in over 15 years. Thanks. 15 years, huh? So we just clean the bike, that's it? Okay. I haven't actually watched the Game Awards. All I know is Hades 2 won. Let's go. I completely forgot that I wanted to talk about the Game Awards. I was about to end stream and then, like, you reminded me. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the Game Awards at some point. Hades 2, best action game, let's go. I'm surprised we won something, but I think we only won this because Expedition 33 was not in the running for best action game. Because if it was, it would have swept it too. I think there should be more varied, like, categories. The fact that a game wins every, like, wins in so many categories is obviously a testament to how good the game itself is. And I haven't played it, but I'm meaning to. But it also is a testament to how unvaried the awards are, because award ceremonies and awards in general are about, like, acknowledging the, you know, the whole industry, right, and the successes there. And it's not like Claire is the only success. If if Expedition 33 were the only game that came out this year that was actually good, then I would not have any problems with it, like, sweeping all the awards. The fact that it's not the only game that's come out that's really good. There are other games that have come out that are also really good. Like, it's not like the fucking Astrobot year where nothing came out other than, I don't know, Black Myth Wukong, and I didn't really play that. Not that it looked bad, I wasn't really interested in it. But the fact that it won everything? Come on. Game Awards more like Ad Awards. I mean, that's why I didn't watch it. That's why I don't watch it. That's why like I let other people watch it, and then they tell me what happened, and then I get to go, let's go, Hades 2-1, I knew it, and then I go watch the highlights later for whenever they mention Hades 2. That's like that's the gist of it, I think. Silksong was running an achievement, an action. That was still an achievement. Oh yeah, definitely an impressive achievement, especially considering that right Silksong is there. I don't know how many things or Silksong won at all, because I didn't really follow it. All I know is Hades 2 won one thing. That's all. That's all I know. You ever played Silksong? Not yet. I haven't finished the original Hollow Knight, and I plan to do that first before I get into Silksong. Because like I'm not in a rush to play Silksong. I don't need to get into the trend of it. I'll just play Hollow Knight whenever I feel like it. It was the Claire Awards, yeah, it was. And like, you know, props to them. I'm sure the game is good. I plan to play it soon, and I'm probably gonna really enjoy it as well and think, you know, it deserves Game of the Year or whatever. But if it wins Game of the Year, I feel like it should be banned from... Here's the thing, okay. I think any game that wins the Game of the Year award should not be allowed to win any other award. Is that fair? They should be excluded from the other awards. I understand that like logistically that doesn't work. But I think that should be the case, but whatever. It's a really good take. I mean, it feels like a good take. But the issue is, one of the issues is like logistically, how do you work that out? Because you're like this only works if you announce like Game of the Year first and then everything else later. And that's not what they want to do because they want to build suspense to it, right? But I feel like in terms of fairness, that would be the best way to go about it. It's like, yeah, this is the best game now. This is the biggest, hypest award ever. And it's this game. Congratulations. All right, now let's talk about all the other games and how in the specific categories they're in and what they've excelled in, right? Because if you're going to have a game that wins every single thing it's up for, like music, art direction, blah, 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 performance, and it wins all of that and then subsequently wins Game of the Year, then like I feel like all of those are points were redundant. Game of the Year, I would imagine, includes all of those things and more. So if you won Game of the Year, your voice acting's probably pretty good. Your art direction's probably pretty good. Your other things are probably pretty good. Why do you also need all of those awards anyways when you could acknowledge the other games that have had those attributes as well and could have deserved that shout out? They should tally the Game of the Year results first and then do a second place for all the categories the games won. Maybe they can call it like a second place, but I don't like it. I don't know if I like them calling it that. I just, you know, if you're Game of the Year, you're Game of the Year. You do not need anything else if you're Game of the Year, I would say. What the hell am I cleaning? What are brake discs? What is a brake disc? 1 out of 2. What is a brake disc? I don't understand. Is that a brake disc? Is that a brake disc? Okay, yeah, I got it. No, they should consider the original second place for the category the winner instead of the Game of the Year candidate. Yo, so I agree with that. The thing is then, like, it would be weird if they were to prepare it, right, and line it up, and, like, everyone knew Clair Obscur would win. And then for, like, the first 10 categories, Clair Obscur gets nominated but doesn't win anything. Wouldn't that be a bit weird? I don't know. I mean, it's not as weird as them winning 11 things and then also Game of the Year, though, right? I don't know. I'm unsure. I'm unsure. It's a good idea, and I want to praise you without feeding your ego. How do I do that? You don't have to feed my ego. You say, yeah, that's a good point. You just say yeah, that makes sense. And you could say like, that's a good idea, but it's not a hot take. You can pretend like it's not. If you add, honestly, if you add I guess behind anything you say to me, I will like, it's feeding ego. Here's the thing, is like, you could never satiate my ego. You don't have to worry about it. I'm a glutton for like acknowledgement and appraisal, and like a respect and admiration and worthiness that I know is 100% just second nature to Charis Euphranor. So you don't have to worry about it. It's not something I would trouble myself with personally. And with that, and the cleaning of the bike done, I think that's it. I think that's today's stream. Your greedy ass doesn't deserve it. Take it up in court, okay? Take it up in court. Have someone represent you. You know what's happening tomorrow? Tomorrow is collab day with TFR. It's going to be on my channel. We are going to talk shop. We're going to talk philosophy. We're going to talk other things. And we're going to talk justice. She's apparently going to bring justice to the channel. I don't know why. I imagine, is arguing for your guys' rights, which I don't believe in. I don't know why. I don't know why she would like do that, because I think I treat you guys too well. But whatever. That's something to sort out for tomorrow. Personally, think that you are doing an excellent job in everything you endeavor to do, and despite the fact that you take on more than you can handle, you still make it work. That is very commendable. They're ego-fed. Fuck you, give us rights. Never. You never will have any rights. I'm currently thinking of a list of crimes Charis Euphranor has committed. I can't think of any. I'm literally the nicest, greatest person ever, and I can do no wrong. So I don't know what we're gonna talk about tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see. TFR is also currently working hard investigating the crimes of Charis Euphranor, so we'll look forward to that, I guess. That's tomorrow.
Grand larceny, femicide.
I have not committed femicide. I may have committed femicide at some point playing Vampire the Masquerade, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't think I've committed larceny. I have not done that. I have not done that. I have not committed arson. First degree murder. Okay, maybe I have done that. On camera as well. Maybe that's happened. Aiding and abetting. I've probably done that. Public indecency. I've never done that. I would never be indecent in public. I'm so decent. I'm the most decent person to ever exist. Libel, breaking, and entering. Maybe breaking and entering? Have I played anything that would require breaking and entering? Not yet, I imagine. I'm just listing crimes and seeing what sticks. It's like horoscopes. It will not stick. It will all slide off of me. Clean. For I am perfect and unflawed. Alright. Thank you. Get out of here. I'll see everyone tomorrow for the TFR collab. It will be in the usual stream times. No, I don't think I've... Congratulations on the double, Gentle, but no, I don't think that's something I've committed that would be illegal. Debatably shouldn't or should be. That's a whole other issue, but... I'm tired and sick. Goodbye. Public intoxication? I mean, like, I've not been publicly intoxicating. I have not been intoxicating quite a while. I wish I had enough to drink to be intoxicated, but I don't think it's happened yet. hate crimes. I would never do that. Have I done that? No. No, I don't think I have. I'm thinking back to my like Vampire the Masquerade playthrough for the crimes I've committed, and I don't think that's one of them. I don't know. Against women. Okay, get out of here. It was an accident. I didn't mean it. You called me ugly and I'm gay, so that's basically a hate crime. You're not ugly because you're gay. You are ugly and you happen to be gay. Tripling down on this right now. You're gay. Your gayness. Your being gay has nothing to do with the hatred I am like spewing towards you. I was gay when you punched me too. What? 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 Takes notes. Don't take notes. Don't take notes. Scatter. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.